Good enough. We're good?
Yep.
We're live?
We are live.
Live on YouTube?
Live on YouTube.
Wow, it's so exciting. Culline's dream come true.
Is that why you did it?
Yes. And the
very
theme
sweet.
of the week continues as I'm joined by a dangerously underweight co-host who we're all concerned about. Did you hear Chris say that his doctor told him about to come back till the end of 2023?
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
Okay, all right, I figured it was.
I had to go to. I hadn't done that in a long time, like go out and getting a checkup and everything. And I did all that shit last year when I got like new medication and everything. I had to go
Right.
back.
Yeah.
And they said, "Listen, man, you are working wonders. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Don't even bother
I guess
coming
so.
back."
I don't know. Who knows? I will say Quantum Week Chris, while not being particularly talented, or whatever, is become quite a divisive figure in the community. So much so, I even jumped on the Kirk Minihane Show Facebook, some fan Facebook page, and answered a cut and weighed in on it.
Oh boy,
there are people who
here we go. I just sent into madness.
Well,
again.
I just to be an
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
But there are people who love him, and they're like right now. Mike he's at that point where people love him again. Now
I guess
he was on every day. You know, I mean, we all know how it works.
Come right back.
Yeah, Mike's great. We love him, but like
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, right. But now Chris is like equally loved and hated. Maybe hated more than loved. I don't know. By and not in a good way. Not like I have to listen to. I think people are like I fucking hate this guy. He sucks.
I see a lot of it on Twitter, but the only episodes I listen to are when Chris is on lately. So, if that's worth anything,
Well, you're not. You're on all the other ones though.
I know.
Is that the joke?
Oh, that was the joke.
Wow, Jesus, we're in trouble today, Dave. We're on our own. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Oof, he's better off, go over a fucking history of Opie more with that fucking guy. God.
I mean,
Jesus.
Well, whatever.
Radio gunk with Opie and Anthony.
I wasn't like, hey guys, buckle up for humor. I was just saying I like when Chris is on.
Nobody defends a bad joke with more passion than Mike. I'll
More
say
gusto.
that. He's the king. He's the Norm Macdonald of that. I'll say. Like I said, if you want a combination, Norm Macdonald and like sort of thinly veiled Me Too. You
made me laugh out loud.
There is no.
I was getting, if you want a sexy image, I was in the shower when I was listening,
Yeah,
actually,
keep talking.
soaping
I like
up.
that. I like that.
And you said, boy, he goes, listen, I know there's, vague evidence or whatever, but if there was video of Norm doing it, Mike would be like, well, why didn't you say well, he's alive?
What's wrong with you? Those are like very, for all I know, the guy is like Harvey Weinstein, right? I hope not. But those are very. I didn't see a lot of evidence. Not that there isn't, but I just didn't see any.
Well, the problem is, I believe he was probably an asshole to some of them.
Right.
Like, based on what I've seen, just like his jokes about.
Well, how would you
female
feel?
comedians
Okay,
and
how
stuff.
would you feel if it turned out that Norm Macdonald would just sort of grab like the breasts and asses of girls at these things, and that was it?
He should be a little flattered. He's a very famous guy. Very
But
funny
honestly, would you
man.
be like, well, this changes his, or no? Would you
I'd be like, that's kind of shitty, but I don't think it would ruin the enjoyment of his comedy for me.
right? How about if you rape them?
Well, listen,
Would you watch his stand-up stuff?
everyone has their
Would you
has their demons.
Would you still watch it? Yes or no?
Boy, that'd be tough.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
It's not an actual. You could speculate.
yes.
I don't know. I think I would be.
You would, Dave?
Yeah,
No,
I think,
definitely.
It wouldn't be weird to you at all,
Like if Tom Cruise raped somebody, would I still watch Cocktail and Top Gun? Yes, I would.
and you wouldn't feel any different about it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, like
Kevin
if I-
Spacey, you don't feel any different about? Bill
Nope,
Cosby.
I,
You
like,
don't
I like
love-
R. Kelly music.
Keep in mind,
It's-
nobody asked you, Dave, but that's okay. Again, I don't know.
If I loved the
Appreciate it.
Cosby
Speaking
Show,
of-
I just never. It was before my time. I never really
Right.
got into it. But if I loved the Cosby Show, I'd probably still watch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
Well, okay, there you go. So yeah, Chris is a divisive figure, but that means people must know by now when people say they hate him that means I'm going to keep
Could be
him
on more.
right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's taking over Wednesdays now. Is that right?
Oh, here we go.
What?
Here we go. Are you
Don't
upset
pull
about
this.
Are you
No, I
upset?
suggested it the first. I heard.
I don't remember that.
Michael B. I was the first one that said, and you said,
Okay,
"What are
you're
you
right.
trying to do? Less days?"
You were ahead of the curve on this.
I was.
Okay. Well, how do you feel about that during the non-baseball season? 1 day a week instead of 2 days a week.
I kind of assumed that's where it was leading. Once
I
Chris
didn't.
was in
I didn't really
regularly.
think about it.
I just assumed if Jared was going to be back on Fridays, that it seemed like you liked Chris on, so I didn't think he'd be like, "Hey, get the hell out of
But
here." I
Krampus is
thought
not going to be
that's-
on every week. I don't think he's doing 5 million things. You and Chris are doing nothing.
I assumed that when I said I could do twice a week, that you would look for someone to fill in.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah, so I
for
didn't think it would be
for
forever.
both those days. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
don't. Oh, Mike is like, this is what, Dave, pay attention, okay? Mm-hmm. I'll give you a nickel's worth of free advice right here. This is leadership 101. Watch me manage these egos, okay? You are still like the number one guy, though. Ooh. If we go and do a live show, you're the guy there.
Right.
So you're still like, if you guys are sitting at a table, you're the head of the, ironically, Jared's not going to like hearing this. You're the head of the table.
That was the strangest conversation maybe I've ever heard in my life, is when you guys were talking about Dave's thoughts on fame and can you call someone if you're this level of famous? and somehow my name got brought up, and you didn't immediately be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Well, the conversation was so bizarre that I thought maybe there was a reason behind it.
Right.
You don't do that?
Well, I have a lot of friends that are fans of this show, so it's kind of like when I call them, I'm like,
Oh, so you're stealing my fame.
Huh?
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. No,
Pretty big deal, right?
no updates on Drew Minihane. Is that right, Dave?
I saw a LinkedIn
was
picture
not
of him. That was not him.
And
yeah.
confirmed, wrong spelling last name. Andy Nolan immediately confirmed that.
Okay.
Okay.
Who I speak to, who I went to high school with and still speak to. And
What a treat for
And I
Andy.
knew him before I was even this morning, you guys probably see my beautiful Milton shirts ripped because of all the crazed fans. From I went to high school with, they're just tearing at me as I crawl my way into the studio to do the show.
I want you to find Drew Minihane or whoever you can find, because the idea that you could call someone you haven't talked to in 30 years,
Even by his standards, as stupid as he is, and I don't know if you heard his stupid thing at the end of the show yesterday, where he just obviously thought something about Chris and said it. And tried to back. I mean, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
But this one's his fame take is even dumber. Like I can just call and ask
would
for
be
like
weirder.
a favor.
It would be so. Let's say you went to high school with like Tom Cruise,
Okay.
and just a guy you were kind of buddies with.
Right.
It would be so much weirder if Tom Cruise called you after 30 years and was like,
course.
"Hey, it's Tom Cruise. I got a question for you."
It'd be okay if he just called and said, "Hey, I've been, there's a way to do it where it's like, hey, somebody just died or whatever. I've been thinking about this, and I tracked you down. And I just wanted to see how you were doing."
Sure.
As opposed to, "Hey, my name's Kirk Minihane, Drew Minihane. We had our lockers next to each other. We haven't spoken in 28 years, right? 20, a little more than 28 years. I know you're living in, let's just say, Idaho now, and you're a salesman. But I have a podcast that's fairly popular, like not crazy popular, but fairly popular. You
You break for applause there.
right. You've probably never heard of it. So now I'm going to ask you to do something.
Drew, butter or margarine?
Drew,
which
get on
which
your
do you prefer?
fucking knees. Like what? I don't know what Dave thinks I have some sort of cachet over this guy. Like in Dave's mind, I've accomplished more than this man.
Do yeah.
Not necessarily.
I mean, what if he's a pediatrician or something? Like, what if he's doing something valuable in the world? What
No,
if he's just a
Gives
good
fuck.
person?
Just a regular schnook.
Right. What if he's just a good guy?
My point was that the person that you're calling probably knows that if you have a little bit of notoriety, they know what you're up to in some sense. So they're kind of like,
What if they're just living their life? Like, this is a bubble,
no, I know it's a bubble.
So
I've been waiting for this day for 28 years.
He doesn't even, right, let me say a word. He just talks. What do you need? What do you want? You want money? You want my car? I find it to be, and Dave doesn't like being psychoanalyzed, which is in itself interesting. I find it interesting that Dave thinks fame is that important.
That's not true. I don't
it's
judge
clearly-
people based off fame.
We just did by doing that.
I just said that I think it's more. Everything has become less
Who's the most
weird.
famous person you went to high school with?
We didn't have a lot of famous people at my. I think the most famous alum is like Jackie Mack. I think.
Not alum, like who in your class? If you guys have that, what year did you graduate?
04.
04. So when the class of 04 has its 20-year reunion in 3 years, right?
Yep.
Will you attend?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you're there. Who would be the person who has the most
Notoriety.
fame, whatever word you want for it?
That's a great guy. I honestly don't know. I don't think anybody.
Dave Conan.
Actually, I think there's a writer.
Dave wants to say Dave
No, I
Conan.
do. I definitely do not. I think.
Do you have the most
Amy,
Twitter followers
I think
in your class?
Amy. Oh, I don't know that. I think Amy's a writer on a Hollywood show, so that might work. Yeah.
Okay.
You've met her before, I think.
Oh.
You remember Todd Schwartz from
Lucky
the
you.
Jimmy Fund?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who? What?
You remember Todd Schwartz? He's like one of the main stories they tell every year at the Radiothon.
I don't.
Oh, okay. It's
don't.
his sister. It's a great family. Yeah.
A nice family? Okay. How's Todd doing?
Unfortunately, he's not with us. That's
Oh, is
why.
that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to hear
man.
that. Well, that's boy, Dave. It's a lot of fun with Dave today. Jesus Christ.
You remember Tom Schwartz? He's dead.
Todd or Tom?
Todd.
Todd. Okay. Yes. Tom. I didn't remember. You should have said his name, Dave. It's Todd Schwartz.
Oh, did I say Tom?
No, you did not. Mike did.
All right, sorry.
Yes, that's okay.
One of my favorite, maybe my favorite moment in Barstool history is when on that the betting advisors show that they do.
Oh yeah.
Stu Feiner brought up some name, some completely random name, and just
Right.
started talking about him. And Big Cat and Portnoy kind of poo-pooed it at first, and Stu just kept going on about it. And then eventually Big Cat goes, well, maybe we can get that guy on someday. And Stu goes, you can't. He's dead. He hung himself.
That's funny. That reminds me of on all these. I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not, but on 9/11 every year, Large does his. They sort of tells his story about 9/11 and his wife was involved, and it's very nice the way they do that. So I think it was September 11th itself. There was a story from who's the guy that Dave sends on these meme
Vindog.
Vindog. So he has a story on Barstool, the main page, about his 9/11 experience. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that this guy, something happened to him. So I clicked on it and read it. And if you want to read it again, unless I'm missing something, I guess he was working in Norwood as a electrician or something. I forget what it was. He's like, I was working that day, and then it came on the TV, and the guy whose house I was working on, we sat there and watched the whole thing together. And I think that was it. Unless if I'm missing something, I apologize. But as I recall, that was the story.
That's a lot different than most people's experience that day.
Yeah, I know. Nobody watched it on TV that day. And I think he tied into some doctor later on or something. But I was like, this is a very weird. I'm a bit,
That's funny.
like I said, everyone's got their stories. I don't know.
Sure. Steve Renazizi. A lot of people.
That's true. Yeah, it's a good point. So I don't know. Anyway, what else is going on? What we got here today is we're live on YouTube.
Well, do you want to just? Jerry said you guys had a good talk yesterday. Apparently,
Jerry called me yesterday. We had a nice conversation. I think we're okay. I think for now we're okay. I don't know. What's your take on it, Mike? I don't want to spend too much time on it today. God knows.
Yeah, I was very surprised by the reaction because just listening, I didn't. So I listened to the after show that these guys did, and
Yeah.
Justin's anger shocked me to the point where I was like, I think like Kirk might shit on him for that. Like, I don't know why he's so pissed.
I think it's different if you saw it.
That's what That's what these guys said. Yeah.
I think that's true. Yeah.
So I didn't pick up on that tension at all. I thought it was just the way, because you weren't getting mad, which I thought if he was being like shitty to you, you would have called him out or something.
Yeah, I was just kind of waiting for him to move, but it was fine. We had a good talk yesterday. I think we're okay. I don't know. I'm gonna go on his show and
we talked about it just now. You want to hear it?
who did?
Jerry.
No, I'm good. I don't really want to. How much is there left to talk? I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I
He
don't
said
know.
the kind of the same shit he's always said, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure. And he'd call me crazy and all that stuff. Let me see here. I actually want to find this story though. Who was I texting about it with? Clancy, maybe?
My pal.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that war.
Clancy is all over that. The girl and the missing boyfriend. He's all over that story.
Gabby.
Yeah.
So it's Joy Reid.
Too many white people talking about it.
Do we have that sound?
Yes.
Play that in a second. Oh, my goodness. I'll never forget where I was on 9/11. Vindog. On 9/11, 2001, I was a self-employed plumber doing mostly service work and remodels. I had given a quote to a customer who divorced her first husband and married her high school sweetheart. Apparently, the two of them parted ways when he enlisted in the Navy and was stationed in the Philippines. They both went on with their lives, got married, had kids, and then divorced their spouses. When he retired from the Navy after 20 years and moved back to Massachusetts, he looked her up and they reconnected. Shortly after they got married, they bought a small ranch house in Sharon, not far from the Foxborough line. I have to say, so far, quite a setup. Like, you almost assume that all these people are going to die on 9/11.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
She called me to give her a quote in the basement bathroom. So again, we're gonna get very as a an amateur writer, I would say this is very detailed.
These are just his customers that he's talking about.
Her two teenage kids were going to live in the basement, and her husband's three younger children were taking the two upstairs bedrooms. I gave them several options on how to build the bathroom, and knowing that money was tight and they're suddenly a very large family, I suggested we avoid cutting concrete and instead install a Santa-Flow macerator system, which is all above ground.
If he's doing this on purpose, it's brilliant. This is very funny.
Keep in mind, this was on September 11th. This thing was posted. Incredibly detailed work here. On the morning of 9/11, I was standing at a packed parts counter at Republic Plumbing Supply in Norwood. You know where that is, Dave?
I don't know where Republic is, but
Waiting. You do know where Norwood is.
I do know
Good
where
for you.
Norwood is. Yeah.
Waiting for the materials to start the job. All of a sudden, a plumber came running through the double glass doors and into the parts area, yelling at a plane that just crashed into the North Tower at the World Trade Center. We couldn't believe it. We all thought it was a pilot error. Now, again, I'm not here to criticize a man's feelings that day. I think we all had that same first and second experience.
Not true. At Maple Shade Elementary School, I raised my hand and said, I got a feeling I know exactly who this is, and we should bomb the shit out of him.
We all thought it was a pilot error and wondered how incompetent a pilot had to be to get so far off course he ended up flying over New York City and crashed into one of the Twin Towers. Now, guess what happened 15 minutes later? Justin, guess what happened?
They called up and he had to change the quote.
About 15 minutes later, another plumber came running through the doors saying a second plane had crashed into the South Tower. It was at that moment we all realized it was not a pilot error. The United States was under attack. Now, what does a leader do in that situation? I'll tell you what a leader does in that situation. I loaded my parts into my van quickly and headed to the job, which is about 20 minutes away, listening to the radio intensely. I think he meant intently. Intensely?
I think he meant intensely.
Like, oh, fucking are you?
he was
that?
very intense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess so. By the time I got there, I knew I couldn't work, and I knocked on the door to speak with the husband. He was not home. He was on United Flight 93. I'm just kidding. Not at all.
I was like, okay.
Not at all. Who was the only one home? He was just as overwhelmed as I was. He invited me in, and we walked directly into the family room, which, by the way, this has like a... Before the days of like internet pornography, there was a site called Literotica, which was just all like exactly what you think it is.
A lot of setup, yeah.
This is almost like a guy trying a gay experience for the first time.
Yeah.
Like I thought Vindog might start sleeping with this guy, but no. He invited me into the family room, which is just off the kitchen. Again, incredible detail from this guy. We remained glued to the TV. We spent the entire morning watching and talking about our loyalty to our country. He shared stories about the experiences he had in the Navy. Sometime afternoon, I got a call from my wife, said the kids were being dismissed from school, so I headed home to be with my family.
Wow.
In 1963, I was watching TV with my mother and father when John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. It was a very dismal time, and as my family wept, so did our great nation. 9/11 ripped at the heart of our country in the same way, but it was a lot worse. It made us realize that even though we lived in the greatest nation on earth, we were still vulnerable to terrorist attacks in our own country. Sadly, the secure feeling we had once as Americans was gone forever. In the following weeks, the coverage intensified. And I remember securing small American flags in the antennas of my work truck and my wife's minivan. I never took them off. Eventually, they weathered away.
Oh, my God.
And then he talks about his son had a kidney transplant inside the chief of pediatric urology at the Children's Hospital in 2001. He did find out that, I guess, the son of that doctor was on one of the flights, which he, again, I would call burying the lead. But again, took a long. I don't think we need to know about the kitchen before we got there. But that's
it's also a loose tie-in.
it's forced. I would say it's forced. But it was. I found it to be a remarkably, like, honestly, the most compelling thing I read that day.
It's very funny if he's doing that on purpose.
I don't think
that's
I think he's
genius.
a serious guy. Like, I don't think he is though. Is he?
I don't know a lot about him.
He's a professional GIF guy. I don't think he's that serious.
Yeah.
I mean,
also a lot older than I would have thought.
Vindog?
Alive for Kennedy?
Oh yeah, Vindog is probably in his 50s.
I know nothing
right?
about the guy.
I don't know either. I just know that. Put it this way, and I mean this with all sensitivity. Like, the people who had to jump off the building had nothing on Vindog that day.
Sure, yeah.
Like, nothing. This guy,
Well, you kind of glossed over it, but I'm waiting for November now to hear about his Kennedy experience.
Well, I think he's going to do that in November.
Thank God.
I think he's going to wait for the 60th anniversary in 2023. I think.
Oh, okay, good.
I think so. It's time. I mean, he sat there. He sat there with that guy, and the two of them talked.
Wow. It really is a lot different than most people's
Wouldn't you
experience.
just go home? I'd be like,
Well,
all right.
I don't know. If you're in Massachusetts, because I don't know if we were released early from school.
No,
I
I'm
can
saying-
never remember
But I'm
that.
saying this guy, like, once he says I'm not going to work today, why don't you just go home watching his own TV?
Oh, yeah. Why are they being buddy?
Yeah.
Now I got my plumber here.
Very strange. And, like, I don't mean to be an asshole, but couldn't you do the plumbing?
I don't know.
We keep you updated. Put a radio in
Yeah,
there.
you got to do your
Who
job.
knows?
Yeah, like, I don't. We're Americans here. We don't stop working. I don't
Well,
know.
they did.
Yeah, but it was quite a
No, they
story.
were proud of their country.
I thought it was. Again, you might be right. Maybe it's. I don't know.
It's got to be. It's ballsy to do that on the 20th anniversary if that's what he's doing, but it's very funny.
I don't think it's a. You think it's comedy, Dave? I don't know at all.
I would hope to assume that that's common. Yeah, I don't
He
know.
would do a comedy piece on 9/11 on Bar.
I don't think so.
I don't either. It's on 9/11. I don't.
He's the funniest guy.
And you're
Barstool.
right. Like, the large story is like so heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's I guess I mean, people who lost family members is one thing. That's everybody's story right there.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. Where you thought, hey, shit, that must be a
Different
bad pilot.
background, but oh, God, it happened again. We're under attack. I'm going to watch TV for 4 days.
It'd be great. It'd be great if his story was after the first tower, we thought it was just a bad pilot, and after the second one, we still kind of thought that for a while.
I worked all that day and I went home.
What are the odds of that? 2 in 1 day.
There's some shitty pilots out there. I appreciate that he told us that the sons were moving upstairs and the daughters are going to be in the basement. That to
was
me,
great to get
because 9/11 to me has always been like, is it that big of a deal that day? But that piece of information crystallized.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was a major day in American
A
history.
couple in Norwood.
Do you know who he is, Justin?
Vindog?
Yeah.
Yes, I know of him. I don't know.
When you say he's the funniest guy at Barstool, you mean just because of that?
Oh, if he did this on purpose, he is the funniest guy at Barstool.
The funniest guy on the planet.
I think it's fun. I think it's funny either way. To me, it's a win either way. I kept reading it. I was like, okay. Like, I swear to God, I thought he was gonna be like, I opened the door and the guy wasn't there. His wife was crying. Like she had the phone in her hands. You know?
Right. Which would even still be kind of a loose tie-in.
That's a wild story though. If you're working on 9/11, you show up and the wife is like crying. The husband's been on the
Right.
Well, I'll allow that story.
Sure,
Like,
yeah, but that's still their story more than it is yours.
I agree, but I just like his detail and like, let me see. I gave him several options how to build the bathroom, knowing the money was tight in their family. I suggested we avoid cutting concrete and install that system, which is all above ground.
I wanted to know more about the caulking in the bathroom and all the...
I mean, that is very strange. I don't know. I didn't look at the comments. I got to see.
All the comments are like, R.I.P. 9/11 was tough for all of us.
Yeah, because I
really?
imagine if you're reading it on that day, you're like... Even the Barstool commenters are like, I guess I'm not going to shit on this.
Stories like this give me chills to read. Thanks, Vin.
Chills?
A lot of people saying they were in like chemistry class.
Oh, to think he was only a 4-hour drive away.
So the chief of urology performed a very complicated surgery on his son when he was an infant. I'm glad that worked out. When I read the list of who lost their lives of 9/11, I saw that one of the passengers had the same last name as our doctor. Our next visit, he needed the assistance of his nurse throughout he looked us out. Okay, his 42-year-old son was on flight 11. That's very sad.
Sure.
I don't think that's worthy of him writing it's very strange.
Genius.
Very strange.
Or...
I think he's dead serious the whole time.
I was going to say, either it's a hilarious joke, or he's a guy that will take this very seriously, and you'll get memed the shit out of you.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're gonna get memed to
Hey,
death.
hey, I come here in peace. I'm a Vindog fan. Okay, I wouldn't mind getting a quote on my system, all above ground. I don't know what the hell it is. But I love, everyone's like, like I was in 4th grade that day, and my teacher was crying, and they sent us home. You were like, it's like me with the Challenger. Like, yes, everybody had that experience that day.
Yeah. I can't remember if they sent us home. I feel like they didn't.
No, I wouldn't.
In Western Mass?
Why would you? I don't
Right.
mean, like, I know teachers looking for, and I hate to sound like Steve Robinson, but these teachers looking for a day off. But that is weird.
I think because at the time you didn't know, like, people thought, well, what could be next? They could go
Yeah.
after schools. Who the fuck knows?
After a random school in Western Massachusetts.
But
guess.
that day,
Yeah.
you're not thinking rationally.
It also could have been the thing where parents just started calling and saying, I want my kids out of school. And then you're just like, you got to figure out a way to get everybody out.
As a
of that.
parent, I am not. No way. I don't want my kids in school all day. You kidding? Especially now. Fuck
Right.
that. Good luck.
Right.
We're on our own here.
Wouldn't that have been something? It's the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, a field in Pennsylvania, and Maple Shade Elementary School.
It's the very targeted attack. I don't know. It made me laugh. But maybe that's what he's trying to do. Give us all a laugh on a sad day.
I hope so, yeah.
Yes, I don't know. What else? What else is going on with you, Mike? I mean, what's going on? Patreon.com/Blind Mike, by the way. Blind Mike Project. I listened to that episode with that guy. It was good.
I appreciate that. Very kind words.
I didn't make it all the way through. I'm not an Opie Anthony fan, so I was kind of.
Yeah,
it's interesting to me, but it's, I'm not.
That's why I tweeted out, like, I loved this, but I don't know if you're not,
was
like,
good,
an inside radio fan that you'd give a shit about it. But, yeah,
No, he's a good guest. He's got good energy. He was good.
I liked him a lot. Like, he was very easy to talk to.
Yeah, it was good.
And we may have, well, I keep saying these things because they keep confirming, but then not doing it. I may have Robert Kelly on this week, so we'll see.
R. Kelly?
Robert, no.
Oh, I figured you'd have him on eventually.
Bobby Kelly, comedian.
It seemed inevitable you'd have R. Kelly on.
A prison call.
Where's Shane Gillis?
So I've gone through
He
this
was just on
dilemma.
something else I just saw.
He was doing the West Coast podcast tour. He was on Corolla. He was on Whiskey Ginger. He was on a bunch of
I think I
podcasts.
saw that on somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. But now we're at the point where this is my fault. I saw him on all these podcasts, and his special just passed
you don't wanna have
a
him on
million
now.
views and everything. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to bother him because now it's just a favor that he's doing me. So I get very like, I don't want to bother the fucking guy. You
All right,
know?
what else is going on this week?
Well, I was very wrapped up in Dave Cullinane's gay thoughts
On your
yesterday.
show.
That really
Dummy. You're promoting your show right
consumed
now.
my
Not my
mind.
show, your show.
Well, we do our usual stuff. Me and Craig were back together for the first time in a
Oh,
long
thank God
time
for
last
that.
week.
Thank God for that.
And another live stream tonight. By the way, the $20 tier, we have one member.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know. Something happened where no one got their emails yesterday. So I'm
you
telling
think it's,
that guy, get out of here. Now I don't know what Patreon's doing.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Now, if you want to sign up for the $20 tier, you can do that as well.
Hey, the good tweet. It was like a cultured 1968 person who's smarter than they think they are.
Cullinane?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
He's
don't
not
know.
as smart as he thinks he is.
Did
I
you
should
listen to Justin Cully yesterday?
I did actually. It was not awful.
It was that got me. I was listening to that at night, and
Well, Dave keeps calling them them.
Colleen says again. He didn't realize that was the part where you were like, "Why are you saying that?"
Right.
Because he goes, I really hope I didn't offend anyone. I thought everyone knew they loved Molly. Right. It's like your Nana trying to be accepting.
Don't you think when he says that initially, don't you assume that is being consumed at that wedding? The way he says it?
Obviously, I
Yeah,
thought that
I
was
mean,
clear. I think that is the case,
well,
and then he
so-
backtracked.
No, I was
so
just being sarcastic. I don't know anything.
Why would you bring that up?
But why would you say that all gay people like Molly?
Well, because it was like a party atmosphere. I was telling you how it was like a nightclub, a party atmosphere, and
Right.
yeah.
That no one was doing Molly yet?
At a but it was a wedding. It was a nightclub.
But then you said all gay people like it, though.
Well, it's just kind of it's a little stereotype. I'm sure bisexuals like Molly as well.
I don't think that's even a word anymore, is it?
Straight people also like
straight
Molly.
people
Jake.
straight people like Molly.
I don't even know what you're saying. Jesus. Okay, maybe. I have no idea.
I just saw a lot of people having fun. That's all. That's all.
You just assume they were on drugs?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Have you done Molly before?
When you're done sucking those down, suck down a lucky strike.
I mean, I don't even get it. Have you done Molly, Dave? Justin?
No.
Okay.
That's the only drug above weed that I've tried.
Really? How was that experience for you?
It was very stereotypical. I was just like rubbing my arms and
Yeah.
stuff. It was nothing
You
crazy.
didn't return to it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
It's ecstasy, right?
Essentially,
MDMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we should do the Miltons read now because we're going to be there in an hour or so, right? Hour. What time are we scheduled to be there?
12:15.
12:15. Okay. Fall is in the air. That's definitely true. Milton's store for men has you covered. We got our Miltons on today. I know Mike does. I do. They have huge new fall selections for both Tommy Bahama, which I'm wearing right now, and Vineyard Vines. They're on sale. Don't miss these incredible prices for these new fall items. If you live in New England, you must make the trip to one of their stores to see all the deals they have right now. Some great new outdoor brands for the fall: North Face, Under Armour, Tommy John loungewear, Timberland shoes, some great boots. If you're from outside New England, you must discover the best menswear store in the country by going to Miltons.com. Miltons.com. Sign up on their website to receive email updates. The original sponsor of Kirk Minihane, not just KMS. We know the store, South Shore Plaza, Braintree. It'll be at Chestnut Hill Square, Chestnut Hill. Okay. The Brandon, a source I was talking about Saved by the Bell yesterday, the Brandon Tartikoff episode. I'll see if you guys can guess who sent me this text, okay?
Okay.
The Brandon Tartikoff episode was Johnny Dakota smoking pot episode. Love that you mentioned Saved by the Bell. I used to run the trivia competition on Facebook. Stay well, Skipper.
Oh, I gave it away. He was the one that you guys didn't know if he would know Saved by the Bell.
No, they were saying 90210, I think.
Oh, maybe yeah.
I think Rico will know 90210.
Really?
Yeah, he's not. I don't think.
How
he's,
old a guy is he?
I don't think he's that much younger than me. He's
Really?
early 40s.
Huh.
No, you think he's old?
I thought he was closer to my age, but I don't.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I can never tell. He knows Saved by the Bell.
I don't think guys like you and Rico were the target 90210 demo, though. I don't think like.
No.
In the early 90s, though, everyone watched 90210.
You think it was like.
Everyone.
Oh, really? It
You're
wasn't.
saying it
teenagers-
was 50-50?
No, probably more girls than guys, but I think teenagers were the target audience for sure. For Saved by,
wasn't-
for 90210?
It wasn't something
Absolutely.
that guys like Dave would stereotype you,
Well,
call you a certain.
it wasn't.
You know.
I watched it.
It was a huge show
Right.
and a tremendous program.
Oh, yeah.
From the mind of Aaron Spelling, who also brought you the Love Boat. I mean, this is a genius. This is a genius at work.
Right.
But if you ask me a 90210 question, Dave, right now, I would know it. Like, I would say my niche category, I would say 90210 would be, if they said you have to take one away, it'd be the first one in.
You wouldn't do like a. I was thinking. I guess maybe this would be
See,
too. I
movies
was
and
thinking like
music-
80s Celtics or something like that.
I had Larry Bird originally instead of the Ryder Cup.
Okay.
And Jeff said that's too, I think he
Too
said
specific?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 80s Celtics I could do, for sure, too. Yeah. That would be one of them. 90210, 80s Celtics, and some sort of like Academy Awards thing, I think.
Yeah.
These
Oscar winners.
questions are all like way too easy. I would get these questions. How did Ray Pruitt hurt Donna?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's like the hard one. Where did Brenda go?
Did they spell Ray Pruitt with one T or two?
2 T's.
No.
Oh, was it 1 T?
Well, he says to Donna, I got one T. I only have one T in my last name. That's all my mama could afford. That's right.
It's a hell of a line.
That's a good line. How do you talk to an angel? Good. You threw her down the stairs, Dave.
yeah, you know.
Yeah. Terrible. It was in Palm Springs, his memory serves.
How did Dylan's wife Tony die?
Oh, I mean, come on. You're talking about Antonia Marchette? Killed, ironically, shot, but it was a hit by the old man, Tony Marchette Sr. on Dylan. But Tony was going to meet the dad, and they thought it was Dylan, and boom, shot down. And Dylan was there, and he grabbed her. Brandon was there as well. Very emotional moment. Rebecca Gayheart played the role of Tony Marchette.
What
the
is
late
the-
Stanley Kamel, by the way, played her father.
What is the name of Andrea and Jesse's daughter?
That's Hannah Vasquez Zuckerman. Zuckerman Vasquez, I should say.
Well, Hannah does mean hope, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. As I remember, as they said, yeah, that's right. Because she had struggled with the baby, if you remember. Gabriel Carteris.
You might be lucky.
Jesse
too.
played by Mark Damon Espinosa.
You might be lucky in the sense that I think a lot of the question writers, other than maybe Brandon Walker, I guess, is about your age. But I think
Yeah.
like Nick wouldn't necessarily know 902. So this is the type of shit he'd look up.
I guess that's very easy, though. I don't know. Wait, go ahead, Dave. I can do this.
What was Dylan's nickname for Brandon in season 1?
What was Dylan's nickname for Brandon?
Oh, yes. I just changed the question to
boy.
make it more difficult.
Something to do with Minnesota? Is that right or no?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
literally it's Minnesota.
All right, right.
Yeah.
What a tremendous performance by Jason Priestley is the rock of that show, Brandon Walsh. Unbelievable. One of the 3 or 4 best performances in television history.
that
Rivals
right?
Gandolfini. Yes.
I know nothing about. I know of the show, obviously. But I know nothing
an
about it.
incredible work of television. By,
I preferred the reboot.
oh, Jesus.
I didn't watch it.
By Aaron Spelling and E. Duke Vincent, the other producer of the program. Wonderful, wonderful. As is Milton's, by the way. Social Plaza Braintree, Chestnut Hill Square, Chestnut Hill, or online at miltons.com. All right, what else?
Well, you referenced it. Do you want to play this Joy Reid
So
fun
I mean,
audio?
Gabby, I'm going to get her last name wrong. What's her last name?
I don't know what
What's
to
her last
say.
name, Justin, do we know?
Petiro?
Petita?
Yeah, they found her yesterday. They still haven't found the kid yet, right?
Petito. Yeah, they haven't found him.
The boy's on the loose, right?
Yep.
Very strange story, crazy story. And I said this about the case season 1. This is where I agree with Joy Reid. You know, like if she weighed, well, I'm gonna say if she's 15 pounds heavier, but if this girl who died was 350 pounds or minority, I completely agree it would not get as much attention. I don't even think that's disputable.
I think it's a good. But I tweeted this morning. It's literally a Patrice O'Neill bit from 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's
know?
right. That's right. I mean, yes.
Natalie Holloway.
That says about the case, which is that these girls, Jennifer Faze and Faith Roaches are, were not typical, like what's her,
Lower class.
Lacey Peterson or Natalie Holloway.
It's all
or-
attractive blonde women usually.
Yeah, I tried big smiles and went to college and sororities and all that stuff. So Joy Reid's not wrong. I would say the timing is
Yes, I think that's the issue.
unfortunate. Yeah.
But the way this story has captivated the nation has many wondering, why not the same media attention when people of color go missing? Well, the answer actually has a name: missing white woman syndrome, the term coined by the late and great Gwen Ifill to describe the media and public fascination with missing white women like Lacey Peterson or Natalie Holloway, while ignoring cases involving missing people of color.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
No, she's not wrong. I would just say,
It's weird to stop the search for this woman.
Right.
And be like, hey, everyone.
and I'll say, I don't know. It's sort of like get that sort of Francis vibe to it almost, which is like, can we hold on here? Like, can she wait 3 days before she does this? Like, it feels like she's using this girl's death. Doesn't feel like it. She is using this girl's death as sort of this platform to. The timing is off, and also, the only thing I'd say to Joy Reid is maybe hopefully one day she'll get a television program where she can maybe highlight some of these missing people.
Someone responded to me exactly. They're like, well, she could do that anytime. Like, if
She
there's
do
these,
it every night.
if there's these cases that she's so, pent up on
Right.
not talking about, do it on your show.
There's literally nobody stopping you.
Because no one stopped her from saying that. So
Correct.
why would they stop her from talking about a different case?
Right. Who's going to say to her, hey, do not highlight these people?
Right.
It's crazy. I don't. But I mean, we've gone over her history. What a phony she is.
It was very funny listening though, because it was like she was quoting Patrice. Like she brought
Oh,
up
really?
he brought up Natalie Holloway in the bit, and so did
Right.
she.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, you could just think of a different reference for God's sake.
But like, yeah, every year or two, there's this, blonde, young, pretty girl who goes missing, and we all know the husband or boyfriend did it, and we're all looking at the pictures, and I agree, there is something to the fact where if it was someone not as pleasant looking or had some complicated history, it wouldn't get as much attention. That's true. So Joy Reid, I'd say every Wednesday or whatever, highlight a missing person like that and go for it. I think that's a great idea. I'm guessing she's not going to do that because she likes when things like this happen because she likes playing this card.
It's what they get to talk about. It's their.
What do you mean? Who?
these people.
I don't know.
MSNBC and
There you go.
CNN. It's like that's if they don't have that, and you could say I'm the same way. If that shit goes away, you have nothing to talk about.
Correct.
You know.
We went over her history, if you remember, was when she got hired, when she got Chris Matthews' show, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and she, has this crazy history of these insane
Getting
homophobic
hacked, I
rants.
know.
Yeah,
Sure.
she said the hacker basically went back in time and hacked her whole. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's just nuts. Yeah, it was not. It was very strange, and I was like, "This is like literally dancing on somebody's grave."
I was
Very
hacked,
weird.
and they went back in time.
Right, yeah.
and changed everything.
Yeah, it's just bullshit.
The only thing I would say is it's clearly something that's gone on for a long time, and this one specifically like took over social media. Like this was a TikTok and YouTube thing
Right.
that exploded. That like the news coverage couldn't ignore it because it exploded on social media in a
Right.
way that the others that she's probably planning on referencing, that didn't happen.
I
right?
personally didn't find this story particularly interesting because you knew it happened.
exactly.
Like the guy did it, and I mean, if I'm wrong, hopefully,
Right.
But it seems pretty simple, but yeah,
The
I
guy's
don't.
hiding now, right? Unless they found him.
That's
since
what I have to
yesterday.
assume. Like
Unless he killed himself, maybe I don't know. I don't know.
I saw an article today that said like there was the subreddit for this story is the fastest growing subreddit that Reddit has ever seen.
I
And
believe
it's-
it.
But what are they talking about? The only point of interest is are his parents protecting him probably
Right,
because
yeah.
we know he did it and now
They're,
he's
so they're
hiding it.
searching somewhere in that massive land of Florida, right? For them. Or
Yes,
something?
yep.
So there was initially a video where the cops came, right? And they talked to her.
Yep.
And they seem like a very social media savvy couple, right? That was the other thing. Their pictures are everywhere.
She was documenting.
Yeah, she quit. So I mean, it's horrible. Obviously, I don't find it particularly compelling. I've paid very little attention to it.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I'm missing something.
Well, the other thing I will say this to defend Joy Ann-Reid a little bit. Doing that, like making that video that she made, will get more attention. Like we're talking about this. If she just brought up some random missing girl on her show, no one would be talking about it.
Maybe.
So in a way, it is getting more attention.
But oh my God, last time but if she did it 2 nights ago, I think she did it. But if she did what she just did right there, and then said, "Oh, by the way, like this case," right there, and brought up one specific that case would get a lot of attention, right?
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
That's what she should have said. Like, how about this? Maybe she did later on. I just never heard it. That's a case good for her.
Right. She probably doesn't have anything in mind. She's probably not being genuine.
No,
She says there's a million cases that you can think of,
And,
but
and it'll slip away. Watch, like we can pay attention. If she does a weekly update, I'll apologize and say good for her. But I don't think that's going to happen.
it always does. And they never have to. No one ever. These people, damn it.
okay.
These journalists.
You and Dave, Jesus Christ.
But no one, like, if anyone's ever proven wrong or like they don't follow up, if she never follows up on this or anything, no one ever has to go back and say like, you know what, I fucked up. I also was wrong in this situation.
No, there's no. Yeah,
You never have to do
correct.
it.
That does not have to happen. And for me, like I'll admit, when I look at Case season 2 stuff, I would say the cases I look at, because I find a lot of them through submission and through social media. There's no question that the more prominent ones, the ones I look at, are far more often white people. Like there's no doubt about it. Like these cases are underrepresented by totally. That to me is a absolutely fair criticism.
Are there any people of color involved in season 2? Just the suspects, am I right?
No. No, actually, no, absolutely not. No. As of right now, no. I don't believe so. And that's what I'm saying, right?
Very naughty.
And that's 2 years. So I'm guilty of it as well. Absolutely. So, but yeah, I felt that was not genuine on her part. But
No.
she's an actor. This is what the MSNBC, Fox News, and CNN. This is what they all do. They're performers. They're performing.
Yeah. And the problem with that too is like if you started picking what case you do based on the color of the person involved, then it just becomes pandering. It's something you didn't want to do.
I agree.
So that's a shitty way to go about it also.
Well, I think I talked about this yesterday with Aqib Talib, who I think stinks as an analyst, right? I don't know if you've heard him or not.
Not really, no. Unless I missed it on Red.
There are people on Twitter who are like, he's a king, he's everything. And I think these people are pandering in a way being racist
Right.
because they're afraid to say they don't think he's good. It's like, well, if he was good, I'd say he's good. I don't care. If he's great, great. But I think they're afraid.
Well, he's a guy that you would usually say.
Oh, I
no.
do.
I don't think you'd usually say anything about. Like he's on the fourth broadcast.
Right. I just
on
watched some.
Fox.
No, he's sloppy. That's what we like. Well, that's what I like about it. I like that he's not like a polished color analyst.
I don't mind that either, but he just doesn't say anything. Just gibberish.
No, but I mean, that's the concept of Aqib Talib is good.
I
And I don't
agree.
think he's. I think I think people have fun with it, so I don't think they necessarily are afraid to say anything.
It's Twitter topping each other.
They beat the shit out of Jason Witten pretty bad.
Yeah, who was awful.
Yeah.
Akeem Talib's better than Jason Witten, I'll say that.
Well, at
least he has a personality, sort of.
You still need to try people with personalities like Akeem Talib to eventually get to ones that you like. Let's put it that way. Like, you're not going to like everybody, obviously, so you need somebody to fuck around for a little while to find more of them.
Yeah, but if Akeem Talib wasn't a star, he wouldn't have gotten that chance, I don't think. Like, he's a name that people know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm okay with... I'm okay. Yeah, no, I totally agree. You got to take swings because you just wind up with, I don't know. I'm trying to think you wind up with Troy Aikman, who's been the lead analyst for 20 years and has never said an interesting thing in his life.
Trent Green, I didn't notice watching the first Patriots game that he was getting fucking every name wrong.
Terrible. Absolutely boring as can be, but because he was once okay, like people flocked to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Not that I really care, but anyway.
Did you see, by the way, unrelated, basically,
Sure.
but they're making a Kurt Warner movie?
Yeah. I saw that.
It's a weird...
I mean, you could make a very nice... I don't know. Could you make like a rookie kind of movie about Kurt Warner?
I guess.
You know what I mean? The guy was stocking
Bagging
shelves
groceries,
and
yeah.
played in the
NFL Europe.
Arena League, and then was MVP of the Super like a year later. Trent Green gets hurt, so I guess it's not. It wasn't Trent Green, or was it?
Yeah,
It was.
yeah, it
So it wasn't
was.
that
Yeah,
unrelated, Mike. There you go.
Yeah.
I think that could be a decent Disney. Like, is that what it is?
Oh, maybe it looked very cheesy. So maybe I don't know if it's Disney or
like I
where
don't
it is,
know. I don't know who's. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
but- Yeah, I guess
I'm
there
surprised
hasn't
at
been
the
one
casting.
of those.
That surprised me.
I didn't know who that guy was.
Peter Dinklage is playing him, which is
that
odd
is
to me.
that is unusual. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, he's going for it. Is there nobody playing him? Who?
It's the guy who played.
Yep.
She's an Oscar. Well, I mean, but I mean, who knows? Yeah.
The write up I saw on it where luckily enough Kurt and Brenda Warner aren't famous enough to really know what they look like. So
Are they producing it at all or no? That's
I'm not sure. But yeah, once you put the spin of like the Rookie or one of those movies on, it's like, okay, I guess I don't have as much.
Like
of a
if it
problem.
ends with him winning that first Super Bowl, then I think you've got like a movie there.
Yeah, it'd be great if it ended with him on the Giants.
I mean, I would say it'd be great
Eli
if
Manning replaces
just a
him.
year with him. A year with him on the Giants.
Dennis Quaid is in it.
Oh, there you go.
Who's
Dick
he play?
Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil.
Yeah. And one of is it the bad guy from 90210 is Terry Allen, Adam Baldwin? Is that name, isn't he a bad guy in 90210?
Adam Baldwin?
Yeah, the face looks like he's from 90210.
You're talking about Adam Baldwin, from
No, it's just a
from
record.
My Bodyguard and stuff. And like,
I don't know. I'll look at his IMDb, but what?
no, I don't remember Adam Baldwin on 90210. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Warner Story's interesting though because he had two of those. Like he was dead and then he came back with Arizona.
Yeah.
Like he had a great career. He should be
Borderline Hall of Fame.
He's in.
He is it?
I think he's in, and he should
might
be.
be right,
I'm
yeah.
fine with that. We can get into that if you want. I'm fine with that.
I was hoping when I brought it up, I really hoped we would.
Do I have a great? I was sworn to secrecy by a good friend in the business. When somebody tells me, Kirk, this story is not for broadcast, I do make deals with friends and I do not tell them.
Sure.
At some point I will, and it is mind-blowing. That's all I'll say. Mind-blowing.
Can you give us a hint?
I can't. I can't because it'll piss this person off. I can't.
What arena are we talking? Old days. EEI,
What do you mean?
Like can we get any sort of? Is it from Barstool? EEI?
Not
What are
for
we
Barstool
talking?
has that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say, go ahead, Dave.
How good of a friend?
Good friend.
What's his driving record like?
As far as I know, good.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Not yet. No.
Okay.
This. Oh my God.
I feel like you're. I feel like you have a-
Mutt tells me. It was very nice. He told me he went to the grave of that family again yesterday. He goes once a year and leaves flowers.
I didn't realize. Well, he got off fairly easy. I didn't
Well, that's
know
the one.
that was the case.
That's the one the public knows about.
Sure.
6 kids in this family. And remember, he went back and made sure he killed the last 2. Like he only killed the first 4, but he was so intent on finishing the job, he drove all the way back from Chelmsford again and killed the last 2.
That's
Found them and ran
unbelievable.
over them. Yeah.
He seems like such a nice guy.
18 hours later, he was still drunk.
Aren't they?
That's amazing.
The ones you least expect.
It's amazing. Oh, that was a day. The show ended, and I'm walking. You remember the old building
Across the street to the parking lot.
Yeah. The wind tunnel. So, but it was a summer. I went down. You go through the doors there, the rotating whatever. You know what I mean, the revolving door.
Yeah.
You go out and had the phone call, and it's Mutt. I just finished a show with Gerry and I think Gary. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And we kind of had this bit on the show that he was a drunk, if you recall.
Right.
Because he had been one night we did a remote at Jerry Remy's maybe one in Assembly Row. Was there a Jerry Remy's there, Dave, or something like that?
Sounds familiar.
Whatever it is, Tony C's.
Tony C's, yeah.
And you remember he used to play the sound. He was hammered.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of respect for Texas.
Slurring his words. Yeah.
And he was drunk another time on the air. And he's one of those guys who was drunk. When he was drunk, he told you how much you meant to him.
Yeah.
So which was really
I love you, man.
the worst, the worst. He's like, I got arrested for DUI last night, and I was like, you are a fucking idiot. You're fucked. And I just turned around and went upstairs. He's like, I'm gonna go. He's like, what do I do? I was like, well, you have to tell them because they're gonna find out.
Right.
And they, on Twitter, like, and somebody did find out, and it got posted and stuff. It became a little story.
Yeah.
But-
so I remember thinking, maybe this is me just being completely naive, wondering why his job would have been in jeopardy for that.
Because that was my argument to Kevin Gray, and I don't think it really ever was.
Right.
But I was like, he's a good guy. Like, he messed up. I think the thing is, like, it's bad. It's that old. It's bad publicity.
Sure. Yeah.
If it had been now, I think
He's not
if
a
it's-
bus driver.
I think
That's
if
my
it's-
point.
Right. I think if it's the second time, I think you can start having a conversation then. Because then it becomes
He's got a problem.
and a danger to the company. Like,
Yeah.
these guys driving around. Like so. But I don't think it was ever in jeopardy. I don't think.
Right. Because I remember thinking that'd be odd if you fired just like a radio host.
But that has happened in the past.
Made a
I feel
mistake?
like where like TV news anchors have been fired because I think there's some weird still stigma or whatever definition that these people have to be trusted. Like
Right.
these have to be people where it's like if you have, and I'm not condoning DUI but like if you have 3 beers and you go and get popped, well that's
fucked up. He was an idiot. Yeah. It was a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. He's now been obviously arrested I think 10 times for it. But that's
That's
a
over the
a
line.
different conversation.
He's no grease man, is my only point.
That's true.
He gets shit faced on the air.
So I'm trying to figure out, like I was half kidding with Curtis and I'm trying to figure out if Conway Chris is in fact a drunk. I don't know.
2 beers a night.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Right. That's a little unusual. Why have?
So you think it's an issue?
No. I'm saying why have 2 beer? Like, do you just like the taste of beer?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, that to me is unusual. But if that's what he's doing, I don't think that's a problem.
What's your take on it, Justin?
According to most
No,
sources,
I saw that, but do you think he's an alcoholic? Do you think he's lying about something? His appearance is because of his drinking?
I don't think his appearance is because of his drinking. I do think he probably he enjoys booze a little bit more than the average person.
Dave?
No, I don't think he has a drinking problem. No,
You're just saying that because you want to like make the peace with him.
no, it's not.
I think we all think
That's not true. That's not true. But he does have a lot of like strange quirks about him, huh?
Right. Like staying in the studio after the show for Steven Van Sant.
That was normal to me.
Would you have done that as a Sopranos fan?
For Van Sant, no. But there's like if you had Norm on.
Right.
Especially now, I'd be interested.
Yeah.
But no, if you had something like that on, I might have
He'd
stayed.
probably be part of it though. Like, but if I
In
just
that situation, but I'm trying. Whoever it would be.
if I just said, "Hey, I'm going to talk to Dice," you would have stayed for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. That's what I need.
If you invited me, otherwise I would leave.
Well, Chris invited himself, and then it's sort of like, well, all
Yes.
right,
Yeah. I would have
no.
gotten. I would have not. If
It
you
was
didn't
fine.
say anything, I would have got up and left.
Like I said, 1 out of 10, I'd give it a 2 on the weird scale.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, Dave clearly thought it was bizarre.
Sure.
No, well now I kind of think it's bizarre because you've put it in my head. But in the moment, I didn't
You
think it was
said
weird.
it was weird. You gave it
No,
as an
brought it up.
example.
You brought it up.
I don't want to do this again. Can we not?
Well, why not? The other thing about Dave is, so Dave starts a show, his dumb show with Justin yesterday,
Yeah.
which I don't think I've ever promoted that show, right, on social media.
Just fine. Yeah.
Okay, well, I know it bothers you because you don't like when I retweet the
No, it doesn't bother me.
the
But go
dozen.
on. Nope.
And by the way, speaking of the dozen, I am concerned about the quality of that Stephen Shea, Roan, Big Cat team. They look like they're peaking right now. I'm a
Oh,
little,
really?
Yeah,
I'm a little.
They're the favorites.
I think they have to be right now.
I could see Steven. I don't know a lot about Stephen Shea's knowledge, but I bet he has a lot of weird shit up there.
He's got, it's going to be a tough matchup. Now we can. I think they put up 14 or 15 points last night. We can do that. We've been right around 12, 11, 13. But it's going to take all of us to be, everyone's going to be sharp for that.
Peak
game.
form, yeah.
Yeah.
Pat might have to get 1-2 answers.
Well, he had one the other night, a huge one.
I
He
know,
won the game
I
for
know.
us. Yeah. Rico's going to be, to me, like I've been solid this year. I think I'm 2nd or 3rd ranked in the league. We can check with the commissioner if you want. Pat's been what I expected, just sort of the leader of the team, the Vince Lombardi of the team, despite his Molly addiction, which is right, Dave.
I don't know anything about it. Okay. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Enrico to me has been so far this season okay.
Oh,
I think it's time. I think it's time to light. We got to light a fire under his ass.
He's been better than any teammate you had last year.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But he was so good in the playoffs last year that I don't know if he. I don't know. He seems distracted by everything. I wonder if the gambling's too much. I'm
So
concerned.
it's a tough time of year for him.
I need him focused if we're going to play these because I've never played Big Cat's team.
Oh, that's
I've never
right.
played Brandon's team. I've never played these sort of
The big dogs.
yeah, but we're I would think the rankings are going to be right there. I
That
think
is
we're
true.
right
Why
there.
is that?
I think I don't know. It's a good question. We've
Strength
always
of schedule. This is where Mike and the Mad Dog would get into strength of schedule.
That's true. That's true. And I think we're ready to try. I wouldn't mind playing. I would like to see. It's early in the season. I like to test our mettle against this Big Cat. It's a challenge, I suppose, against this Big Cat Stephen Shea Roan team.
Yeah.
I love Dan. I like Stephen Shea. Roan hates me. That's fine. Yeah. So I would say, like, I am throwing it out there that I'd like to take a shot at that team.
All right.
This is not, I don't know where we're at. We could lose by 6 or 7 points, but I'd like to find. It's like, again, going back full circle. The Patriots lost that Rams team in the regular season, that Sunday night game.
Right.
Last time they lost that year. But Belichick said that's when he knew they were champions because they were competitive that night.
Yeah. So you think Stephen Shea's been going a little easy on you as a favor, and now he's going to hear this and say they're ready.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. But I want a shot at them.
Stephen Shea with that sports math category was quite impressive last night.
I wouldn't have done well on that. Now, if from when I grew up, I'd be okay. Like you said, Larry Bird plus Lawrence Taylor plus whoever.
What is
Wade
this,
Boggs.
jersey numbers?
Yeah.
And those were older years, actually, though. So
Sort of like, it was like Maurice Jones-Drew and
Yep.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that'd
that
be
was
tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was good. He's an impressive player. Dan's a good player. They're all have their little, things that they do well. So I think it's going to be tough. Like, I think I'm just as good as any of those players individually,
Sure.
but it doesn't matter.
And they each have their strengths. I bet Roan knows a little more about pop culture and that
Correct.
sort of
And
shit.
Big Cat knows his sports.
College football. And
It's tough. I'm nervous. I want a challenge. I'd like a challenge.
All right.
So, and if Jeff's listening or Dan's listening, it's a challenge. That's
You
all.
hear that, Jeff?
That's
Get
all
to
I'm
it.
saying. That's all I'm saying. What were we saying before that? Something else.
Dave's the wrap-up show.
Oh, so Dave starts a wrap-up show by saying, like, I thought we'd have a great time, but, like, Kirk wanted to talk about Gerry. He was very serious. I'm like, you ever watch my show ever? Like, of course I was going to address it.
Right.
Oh no,
tweeted
I
about
didn't.
it.
I didn't. No, I just thought like I don't know.
This is where Dave's like, no, I didn't mean what I said.
Well, first of all, I never know in those moments. I told you I don't like hosting those things. I just don't like it. I don't know what comes out of my mouth.
And by the way, Justin, he's just trying to take that title away from you, too. Did you notice that?
I like the title.
What was that?
I like the
Whoa.
title.
Why'd you say it like that the first time?
Dave's trying to take it away. It's sad. He
What's?
doesn't like from Justin to Cully.
It's a serial killer, like creepy.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Okay, I don't like that bit in any way. But, all right. Anyway, okay, let's move away from all this.
That was scary.
I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about Patriot Life. Oh God. You get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price. You choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfect. It's a user-friendly platform. Lets you order a custom-made hand-painted portrait in less than 5 minutes. Quick and easy process. Get a hand-painted portrait in 3 weeks. Any picture you want. Any combination, your children, family, any place, anything you've ever been. Go do it. Combine photos into one painting. Makes a perfect gift. Birthday, anniversary, wedding, any kind of gift at all. You text the code 64,000. 64,000 for that. Paintyourlife.com is no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded. It's a guarantee. And right now is a limited time offer. You get 20%, 20 off your painting. That's right, 20% off plus free shipping. To get this special offer, text the word Kirk to 64,000. That's Kirk to 64,000. Text KIRK to 64,000. Paint your life and celebrate the moments that matter most. Our great partners at Paint Your Life. All right, what else, boys?
we didn't play this yesterday, but can I play this Carabas audio for you? this chemistry that you got to hear this from the start.
I've been missing out on this starting 9 show.
Is this going to annoy me or no?
Maybe.
Hold on. Does he mention me?
Yes.
I don't think it'll annoy
about
you as much as amuse you.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I hate when people. Well, we should do that thing with Carabas on Friday, right? My tryout.
Oh yes.
Does that make the most sense? You see that, Mike? The Odyssey Red Sox podcast tryout.
Oh, you're trying out?
Yeah, I thought
good,
so.
Good.
And I give Odyssey credit.
Well, say what you want. He knows the guy that has a lot of input
Correct.
in that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I believe the name of the podcast is Pod Sox. Is that right?
Yes.
That's a good title. I like that.
Would you be pissed if you were? I mean, we'll get into it Friday. Would you be pissed if you were Carabas?
He didn't seem to be when I texted with him the other day.
Yeah. I mean, if
I'm sure I'll just get another producer.
I would be pissed because that's like, I mean, that is the preeminent Red Sox podcast, and now the guy's leaving to go start his own.
Was he that big a part of the show, though?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't listen. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever done it while he was on it.
Oh, I think you have.
Oh, I have.
He was
That's
in New
true.
York.
Oh, that's
right?
true. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think every time he was on, I should say. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, he's just such a zero. Like, what a terrible, like, intercom hire that is to think, like, we're going Barstool. We're gonna get Steve Peralt.
Steve Peralt. And I was shocked that they announced it on Twitter. Because, like, who would care?
because they feel like that's a big deal.
They think it's
Well, that's what I mean. I was surprised
Like,
that
we've
the-
got this Barstool guy now. Like it's like hiring fucking Dan or something.
Right. Well, he was never even a Barstool employee.
No, and
I
he
don't
was
think,
never.
right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't,
Which was always weird to me. Does that mean they weren't paying him for that?
I don't know.
They were
Oh,
definitely paying
They're not going to take they're going to take these they're going to take these useless employees and put them in like each one of these new podcasts they're doing. Like I don't know. Like I just saw a tweet. That obviously is starting a new podcast, Star Wars podcast series. Like who's the least important employee that has a Barstool connection they could hire? Who knows?
Oh boy, jeez.
You know? I don't know.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
I
pretty
would.
good.
I would kill Justin if he did that.
There's no chance.
You're not going to do that?
Kirk, I'm not going to leave.
I know, Justin.
Kirk,
Justin, I'm well aware.
I will turn down all their offers.
Justin, I'm well aware you're not leaving. All right, got me here, Jared. We'll be here
Catch
Friday.
you outside of Cooperstown. Looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get you a job as an usher in Cooperstown.
That's what Minihane wants to do.
Do what?
He wants to be like one of the Hall of Fame like tour guides.
Like, don't you have? I feel like you've got to be like a somebody who likes people. I don't know if Kirk.
Who is this person?
Maybe he.
Dallas Braden.
Dallas Braden.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't. Okay,
Starting 9.
I
Yep.
gotcha. I thought it was the other show.
Oh, Section 10.
I don't think, unless they didn't play me something, I don't think it's that he says anything bad about you. I'm more amused by the tone
Correct.
of
Are
this.
they watching?
the
Are
chemistry.
they
It's the
watching a
chemistry.
game or something or no?
Just believe they're on Zoom doing their show.
Oh, are they both just out of it?
As in, I don't know. Does he like people?
No, but he does. He likes baseball history. He doesn't like current baseball, but he's got like an encyclopedic knowledge of baseball from when he was a kid for sure.
Like, is he prepared for battle? Because you start chirping some of these folks that show up at the Hall of Fame ready to drop their baseball encyclopedia knowledge on them, and
Well, you got to wait for the
start
transition.
offending
Hold on.
folks. Could be fisticuffs time.
Kirk
At the Hall of
never
Fame.
been someone that's been afraid to offend people. That's for sure.
No,
No.
I don't know this Minihane fella. So, you gonna tell me about Goslings or what? Are you
Good for Dallas. I like Dallas. Good for him. Yeah, fuck you, Jared.
I thought they were doing like a stoner show or something. I was like, what
Wow.
the fuck is going on?
I feel like they have to be watching a game or something.
It was on
Maybe.
Starting 9's podcast. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Because usually Jared's like super high energy for that shit.
I think those remote ones are tough.
He's watching on YouTube, by the way. Rico Bosco. No good on 90210, he says.
Oh, damn. Saved by the Bell, though.
Stick to Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Is he distracted? That was the real
You
question.
sent me a Saved by the Bell trivia question. He's stick to Saved by the Bell. I'll pick the fucking niche categories, Rico. Focus on your job. Jesus Christ.
A little input from the teammates never hurts.
And by the way, Rico is a soldier. Like, Pat's my consigliere.
Oh, wow. That's got to hurt.
Well, it's just, but Rico's a soldier. He knows that.
Yeah.
He knows what he has to do.
Do you think he knew that, though?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've made
Okay,
that clear.
all right.
If there are things to do, he'll take care of them.
Right. Pat's your guy.
Somebody's got to do that work, you know?
Yeah.
Although So would occasionally do a hit.
Well, Dave was telling me Pat's probably all body painted up out,
That's true.
clubbing.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh my God. They love weddings, right, Dave? Jesus. All right, what else?
We didn't talk about the Seth Rogen Emmys kind of fallout because now the producers are bitching about
It
it.
should be. I mean, if you're Seth Rogen, like, then leave if you're that uncomfortable.
Oh, really? I liked it, actually.
Well, yeah, but like, I'm fine that he did it, but don't act like he stayed. Like, you know.
Yeah, but if he didn't do that, then no one would have mentioned it.
True.
Like,
I
I think it was funny that he went. I didn't think it was that funny, but then knowing it pissed them off, I actually found it funny.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine. I mean, the Emmys are so. I mean, the Emmys have become so, for such a small audience now. It is unbelievable. Network TV makes a deal. It's on what, ABC now or CBS? Does it change every year?
I thought ABC only because Kimmel hosted before, right?
Last year.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
this
Oh,
year
maybe,
was-
and
this
then
year
what's
was-
maybe
his
it
name?
changes
it was
every year.
CBS this year because Cedric the Entertainer hosted.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they go network by
You're
network.
right. You're right.
And the networks pay a fortune for it. I don't know if you can look up the deal they make, Dave. The networks pay a fortune to serve as an infomercial for streaming and cable services.
It's so
It's
weird.
crazy. What do you guys think, without looking, what was the last network show to win Best Drama?
Best drama. Ooh, that probably hasn't been for. I would say that's pre Breaking Bad.
It is.
Wow.
Dave's cheating right now. He's like Tristan.
No, I'm trying to look at how much CBS paid for it. I'm trying to find it.
Friday Night Lights.
Nope.
That was a good guess, though.
Thanks, Mike.
I don't know. I can't even think of a network drama.
24. Season 5.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah.
Good. So that must have been what, 2005?
I think it was 5 or 6. I think
Yeah.
they lost one, then they won the next year.
Jesus Christ.
The last comedy win was Modern Family, which
Yeah,
was
that
like-
I figured.
which won like 5 years in a row. But I mean, these shows don't even get like one drama's been nominated from a network in the last like 5 years.
Well, because you can't do as much. You
Can't
can't
do
do
it.
anything on a
No, you
network.
can't do it.
No point in doing a drama on a network.
Although I will say, like, it's weird, and I don't think people care that much about the Emmys, but like a show like Fleabag, which I enjoyed. I don't know if you watched it.
No.
It was very good.
Yeah.
But it was 6 episodes that were 22 minutes each.
Right.
Like that's up against shows that have to do 22 episodes is tough, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that networks should stick to that. where
I don't
they have
nor
to
do I.
20
I also think the network should be like, fuck you. We're only nominating ourselves to this and everything. Like we're go do your own show, which
Yeah,
they
why
used to
do they-
do.
Well, I think they're doing it because eventually there's going to be some buyout of streaming services or something. They have to do something.
Well, Hulu has a deal with ABC, right?
Do they?
Yes, Hulu's owned by, partly owned by
Oh,
Disney.
you're right. Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
right. I mean, that stuff's inevitable. Netflix will get bought by whoever the hell
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I think also, because I was listening to somebody, they were talking about why the ratings for the Emmys aren't as high as they used to be, other than the fact that TV ratings are down all the time. Well, when I was younger, like, Michael J. Fox and Ted Danson would win Emmys for shows that 40 million people watched every week.
Yeah.
Now, the people from The Crown are winning, which is watched probably by 4 million, 5 million, even if it's 8 million people, it's not even close.
And you'd kind of want to see like Letterman host or
Right,
whoever, where
yeah.
it's now you don't give a fuck if
Right.
Kimmel's doing the same thing.
And you wanted to see back then, like big stars would be, you wanted to see, big stars were there. Now it's just this weird segmented, odd thing. And it looks, I mean, these shows that aren't, if you're going to do it like they did it the other night, which Rogan correctly made fun of, just fucking pack an auditorium at that point. And just do it.
Right.
Like, what's the difference?
Why fool us?
Yeah, like I don't get it.
The only thing I would say to put a counterpoint out there is that there are some Hollywood stars that show up. Like they're doing series now that back in the day they didn't, right? Like the stars that would only be at the Oscars, now they're kind of making their way to the Emmys.
Sure,
because
but
of,
it's still like, Mayor of Easttown. I don't know how many people think watch that.
Yeah.
2 million? Let's say 4 million. Cheers was watched by 25 million people every week. I'm just saying it's just a size
Yeah,
thing.
everyone has their
It's not a
niche.
quality thing. It's just a size thing.
Did I read correctly that the VMAs had less than 1 million viewers?
Oh, I believe that.
Something like that.
Who knew it was on?
I don't know what the Emmys got, but
I think Emmys had 7 million viewers,
oh, that's more than I would have expected.
which was up from last year, which was, of course, a disaster. But like from 2 years ago, probably down, I would guess, the last non-pandemic one, I would think.
So I'm not seeing the number for they extended the deal in 2018. It was previously 8 years, 66 million, and they re-upped for another 8 years. I have to assume that went up to like 100 million at least,
So
or
they're
something.
paying, so it changes every network every year, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're paying money to be like, look how great Netflix is, and boy, look at this, what a year for whatever, The Crown. It's nuts.
I think there's just
Or
also.
Ted Lasso.
I know you hate Ted Lasso,
Oh, I
right?
hate.
Season 1 was okay.
I hate.
Like if you watched with your kids or something, it was all right.
optimism. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah,
do.
it is.
I do.
It's a feel-good show.
And Jason Sudeikis just tries too hard. He's just a pleaser.
Makes $1 million an episode.
Oh no, great for him. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, as a viewer, you can feel him wanting you to like him.
Yeah, season 2 they've lost their way. A
That's
little
what
bit.
everyone says. Yeah.
Yeah.
The knives are out for that show now, which is what happens when people love something from the start. I'm sure it's fine, and he's a good actor and everything, but it's not for me.
Was there some shit with Jason Sudeikis and Lorne Michaels? Because there was headlines all over saying that Jason Sudeikis could host, but they made it seem like there were problems. So it's like a shock that he would
never
host.
Well, I don't know that. He's going to host a season premiere, right?
Is that what they're saying?
Well, that's what I
don't
read.
know.
I don't know. Who knows? The other thing, like SNL one, I'm like, who the fuck is watching this?
Yeah, well, there's all that's what I was gonna say. Is there's the element of we've seen these celebrities blow each other
Okay,
enough
right. I doesn't
and
mean-
talk about what heroes they are that I think everyone's just sick of them.
Sometimes I have to watch John Oliver win an award. I'm sure he's wonderful. I've never laughed once. I'm sure.
Well, you
he's-
mentioned Norm. I was all right with it.
Yeah, great. I mean, they all went up and great. Yeah. So I mean, which is great, wonderful. But like, it's like I don't know, get some new blood in there. But it's not going to happen. I mean, I was thinking, I'm like, will network drama ever win best drama again ever?
I can't imagine why. I remember a few years ago there was some show. I only know about network shows when football starts. That's the only time you hear about them.
Right.
But I think it was like Dennis Quaid and Michael Chiklis. were in some
Vegas or
it was-
something?
It was supposed to be the early days of Vegas, and I was like, that seems like a cool plot. Those are both good actors, and it was just horrible. And I don't think it lasted more
It
than
was
half
on
a
Netflix,
season or a
probably
season.
pretty good if they had a different person running it. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, This Is Us, I think, is kind of probably was like an Emmy kind of show the first year or two. But,
Oh, right. Is that a drama? I don't even
yeah,
know.
but it didn't win. So I mean, but
What
like,
about Parenthood?
never won. I
dude.
mean, maybe
Yeah,
it was
This Is
nominated.
Us is really popular. I forgot about that.
Well, popular in today's probably
But yeah,
3
right.
million people probably watch it. It's just wild. It's crazy. So I don't know. I didn't. And yeah, the other thing was the guy who won for the Queen's Gambit spoke for like 40 minutes. It was brutal.
It's good.
Which was great. I mean, that show was great. So
Celebrities are very important.
don't never forget they are very, very important.
Yes.
All right, Dave. We'll take a few calls and then we'll head on over to unless you got anything else you want to discuss.
No?
You said hello to Harrison?
Oh, is he here? Where is he? I thought he was gonna be over your shoulder.
He's back there.
My producer right there.
I was thinking about this before the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I only know, I would never besmirch this program, but I only know of what you say, that the case, bigger numbers than this podcast.
For sure.
Correct? Does that mean that Harrison is a higher ranking Barstool employee than Dave Cullinan?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it does.
That's big.
Yes, I don't think that's arguable.
Good for Harrison.
Yes. I don't think Harrison's the producer of this, by the way. Like, I'm the producer of the case.
Oh,
like,
okay.
He has a different name. I don't know what it is.
So when you do the credits, he'll be like
Editor?
associate.
You're the executive producer.
Oh, okay.
He is the
okay.
producer.
Oh, I'll take that
Is
title.
that
All right.
fair?
I've
Yeah.
always wanted to be an executive producer.
I like that.
Change
Great.
your
Can I be
Twitter
executive
bio.
producer of the Blind Mike Project?
Sure.
Oh, good. All right.
You basically are, so why not?
I feel like Patreon.com. Thank you. Mention that next time. Patreon.com/
We'll put up, you know what? If Craig can pull this off, I'll have him do, when every episode ends, it comes up executive producer Kirk Minihane.
Great.
Like Dick Wolf at the end of the episode.
I don't think he can pull that off.
I don't think he can either, but
If we're being honest. I forgot he was here. I didn't see him. Because he's supposed to be over your shoulder, Dave.
Yeah, we went through some stuff before the show.
What do you mean? Like bad stuff?
No, like the technology. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did it seem like you can handle it or no?
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You feel confident? You, Dave, not him. I don't care about him.
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm just asking you.
Yeah.
felt like being in the Mission Control Center at NASA, hearing these guys go
Amazing.
over all
Think of the
the...
legends who've sat in that seat.
It's true.
Yeah, who sat there? Craig,
Yep.
Steve Robinson, Matt Carano.
Toronto.
Tim and
Dave.
Rob.
That's right. Tim
Oh,
and
that's
Rob.
right.
Am I forgetting anybody else who produced? Justin.
Of course.
Is that it? What a list.
Did Will ever produce an episode of any kind?
no.
Okay.
God, no. Jesus.
Yeah, so that's it, I think.
You've been dead, what, 8 months?
About that, yeah.
Good.
Did you kill him, or is he like? Is that like a running joke?
I think he died, didn't he?
He didn't die.
Yeah, he passed away.
It's too bad.
There's nothing we can do about it.
Well, anyway, that's right, exactly. You go to BetterHelp, okay? The best way to think about therapy is BetterHelp. Routine maintenance for your mental, emotional wellness to prevent bigger issues down the road. Doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. Barstool Sports agrees. So does the Kirk Minihane Show. We're offering BetterHelp services to you guys, and Barstool's offering BetterHelp service to their employees and that benefit to help take care of their overall well-being. Customized online therapy. Offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. Much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored in part by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month. 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/Kirk10. BetterHelp.com/Kirk10. Go to BetterHelp right now and for yourself. Go do that. BetterHelp.com/Kirk10. 10% off your first month at BetterHelp. Are they loaded up, Dave?
They are loaded up.
All right. We're live on YouTube. How wonderful.
716.
David, how are you today?
Hello.
What? You said two things yesterday that were mind-boggling. One, obviously, the homosexual wedding.
Right.
I couldn't believe how baffled you were on their existence. Two, there is no way you are 145 pounds.
I do have
I
to
was
weigh
very
myself. I do have to weigh myself.
Wait.
I also think he
Yeah.
might be 6 feet if he's standing on my shoulders, perhaps, but I don't think he's 6 feet tall.
I'd say he's 5'9", 166.
So I did say this to somebody after because I haven't weighed myself in a while. Do you ever just get like it's imprinted in your brain and you just assume the same thing is true over a certain amount of time?
Sure.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
got just imprinted in my brain that I've.
I mean, not that, but yeah.
Okay, so I might. Yeah, I bet I am wrong on that. Yeah,
Why don't you weigh yourself?
I will. I should have done it yesterday.
Okay, you still doing
I have an
your,
annoying annoying scale. It pisses me off. But go on.
Wow, what a battle. Two
Well,
great.
it's not, you know how it's like that
two
old
great
school
minds
versus
going
new
at it.
school technology stuff. You know.
You were earlier. You were about to criticize Dave for saying things on the wrap-up show and then like saying he didn't mean them.
Right.
But he I think words just spill out of his mouth.
Yes,
question,
they
no
do.
question.
Like
They
I do
definitely
believe when he says he didn't mean it.
I think he's a nervous. I think he's a nervous guy. I think he's a nervous kid, probably.
No,
You really? You think?
Yeah, I definitely don't like that hosting, like the.
Okay, we know that, Dave.
Yeah.
We know your battle of hosting the wrap-up show is world famous.
I was surprised when I heard that was named after From Justin to Kelly. I didn't think that was a big enough hit.
Is that
okay, though.
the
That's kinda
Kelly
funny, isn't
Clarkson thing?
Yeah, with Justin. What's his name?
Justin
American
Guarini,
Idol?
I believe.
Yeah, big
yes.
talent. Yeah.
I'm learning that for the first time. 617.
Kirk, I'll go golfing with you.
Great. Looking
No, I
forward
was
to
just
it.
calling about the specific thing. Dave has these weird interjections, and yesterday was the same with the golfing thing.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Shout things out
Yeah,
that
he
makes
can't.
nothing,
right.
nothing
he just
else.
wants. Yeah.
These guys are taking all my notes. This is
true.
exactly what I was thinking.
I think you said something though, didn't it? I'd have to go.
Well, I
back
definitely
and
didn't say I wanted to
No,
go
Dave.
golfing with you,
Dave.
Dave. We talked about the Ryder
Dave,
Cup
you
or
always
something.
just blurt stuff out.
listen. Okay.
It felt out of
stuff out.
nowhere. Like, hey, if we could just go golfing if you
Okay.
want.
All right, noted. I'll work on that.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
You can't.
You
fix
shouldn't.
It.
You
Yeah,
shouldn't.
You can't fix.
Why
who
can't
you
I
are.
fix that?
It's
Why
who
can't
you
I
are.
fix
It's
it?
not a- it's
Now
not
that I
bad.
recognize, now that somebody pointed out that I do that, I can recognize it and try to.
Okay, get to work on that.
All right.
Great.
857.
Are they loaded up, Dave?
What's up, boys? How you doing?
God damn it. Good morning.
Morning. How we doing?
What's up?
Hey, so I am the head coach of a freshman team around the area, and that is my first game today. I just want your blessing and your good luck.
Freshman boys?
Freshman boys, yeah. Like Jerry Sandusky, baby.
Are you sure you're a coach of these teams?
Boy, I can't imagine the school loves to hear that.
Wow. Well,
Freshman football.
Good luck. Good luck today. Hopefully, I think nothing better than having, these minds that aren't fully formed bashing heads against each other in a life full of concussions. Congratulations, you're enabling these boys to their death. Goodbye.
What were you telling me, Dave? That Coley wrote about?
Oh yeah, the blog Catholic Memorial has a marketing campaign, has a billboard out there that just says in big letters, "We know boys." a Catholic
that.
school.
I like that.
It's part of a whole marketing campaign.
That's true.
But think about the layers. That's what people responded with. Think about the layers of which had to, like all the layers of approval
That is
that had to
amazing. I
happen.
know. It just shows you how
for a
tone
private
deaf they are.
school. For
It's
a
just the
private
Pope
school.
winking on it. It's like, huh? We get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, what? Well, okay. They do.
And that was Coley's comment was, "Haven't you seen Spotlight?" And that was it. So
There you go.
617.
Kirk, would you like to play a quick game?
Sure. Is the game?
It is a game. It's not an activity. It is a game.
Well,
Well,
but
maybe it is an
Well,
activity.
it's nice that obviously Mike never brings any games or activities to the
I
table,
don't. That's
so-
true. We're ranking systems.
That's true. Yes, go ahead. Sure, Tim.
Okay, this is called the friend draft.
Okay.
So it's akin to what Chris did the other day, but it's with your friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you and I can, well, actually, you and Mike can draft the team, and I'll give you the 11 names that they came up with.
Okay. Mike's going to draft my
right,
friends
Andy,
for
no-
me?
I know a few.
Okay.
Your,
That's
your,
fine.
I got a few
your
top
friends.
picks.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Andy Nolan,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Russo,
Sure.
Justin McIsaac.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
Oh, I'm going deep here, brother.
That is
Josh
deep.
Carroll.
Josh Carroll. Yeah, great. Josh Carroll.
All right. This one, is it Scott Imperatori or Imperator?
Scott Imperator. Yeah. Yeah.
Scott Imperator.
Mm-hmm.
Minette.
Brian Minette. Sure.
Yep. Lacey.
Lace. Yeah.
Of course.
Fuller, of course.
Yeah.
Paul DeCollegiero. We all know
I
who
don't
he is.
think.
Why a second?
I don't think. I wasn't friends with Paul DeCollegiero. He was
Oh.
one of the people who I went to high school with him. And
All
he
right,
was-
so maybe we can.
Well, yeah, sorry, Tim.
Oh,
He's one of the guys who murdered Whitey Bulger in prison. Yeah. So he
Might be number one.
he can also
Keep him close.
he can also call the people he went to high school with and lord it over them also. Okay,
So we could drop him from the list.
I
to
think
make
so.
it an even
I didn't
10,
really know
'cause
Paul. Yeah.
Okay.
I was always nice to him. He was nice to me.
Thank God.
Good guy. I don't know.
Yeah, you said you never would have suspected him to be the one to go to even jail.
Well, not my first pick. No, not my last.
It'd be great if you did. I suspect someday he's going to kill Whitey
Well,
Bulger.
he was a tough kid. Yeah.
Well, this next name has to do with DeCollegiero because it's who you thought would have gone to jail, and it's Jeannie Riley.
Oh, that was Andy's guess, right?
Yes.
Yes. I didn't know. I didn't really know Jeannie very well at all either.
All right. Well, maybe the last two we can drop because I don't believe this gentleman's with us any longer, which is sad. But Peter French.
Well, he's my best friend through middle school and high school, and he's no longer with us. That is true.
Oh man,
love the ice cream. All right, so we'll go with the first 8. So down through Fuller.
Okay.
You can drop the College, O'Reilly, and French. Okay.
So you're dropping Pete. Okay.
So is it you and Mike?
It seems like kind of cruel, but all right.
Well, you can be there and spare it.
Okay. Yeah, Mike and I. So go. Who gets the first pick, Tim?
We'll give it to Mike because
good. It makes it much easier.
You have an advantage.
Good. Okay.
Then I got to go Jim Russo.
Yeah, that's a good.
I know
pick.
that's your guy.
So of the remaining, well, you're asking me to pick between Andy and Lace essentially. That's a very tough pick.
Brian's not in that mix?
I don't see him. We don't talk much anymore. No, I talk to Lace once in a while. I see Andy more. I love them both equally. I'm playing golf with Amy tomorrow. I want some good spirits for our tournament, so I'll pick Andy right now. But that's no disrespect to Lace.
I got to go Lace because he's my go-to reference.
That's true.
And now I take him off the board.
That's true. That's true.
And Lace is a doctor, Mike. Nice pick.
Excellent.
That's true.
Excellent. Doing good.
Who's left? So Manette, Scott, Josh.
You get Manette. Yeah.
I'll pick Josh. I always have great.
Well, are you overlooking McIsaac?
No, I like Justin. No, I mean, he's a guy I did some radio shows with, but
this might be the most inside segment in radio history.
That's what we do.
Did some radio shows with him?
I'll pick. He's like a weekend host in New Hampshire. Who's a fan? Nice.
Oh, I think I pulled that the other day.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Yeah, I would pick Josh though.
All right, you going with Josh Carroll?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go Manette.
Okay.
Then.
Mike.
Brian Manette.
So who's left? Justin McIsaac and Scott Imperator?
Yeah, and at the end, I do have a quick question about Scott, but yes, those are the two left. Justin.
So I'll
and
pick
Scott.
Justin, and then you get Scotty.
All right. Okay. Then you get Fuller.
No Fuller on this. You got Fuller. I can't Fuller.
Oh wait, what? Yeah, Fuller. Someone has to take.
I'll
Fuller.
take Fuller.
You can do a trade.
I'll take him. I've known the guy 40 years. I'll take him. We'll go. What was your question, Tim?
With Scott, you had mentioned once that you fought him in gym class, but then you also was it a enemies to friend type of thing? Because wasn't he the one that was in Harvard Square and you saw what was it?
Claire Danes.
With
Yeah,
paper
yeah.
on
It
her
was
shirt?
me, him, Lace, and Manette with Claire Danes. No, we were friends, but Scott was kind of crazy like I was. We were playing high school gym class. We had lacrosse, and we were going down. Whatever. I was elbowing him. He's elbowing me, and he's like, whatever. And I did something. He's like, if you do it again, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And so I just did it. And then he grabbed me and we started we kind of had like a little bit of a fight, but it was no big deal. Scott was a good guy, super crazy intense, but I think he's mellowed. He still lives in the area. I see him just randomly. I just saw him a few months ago. We were in Winchester. I saw him, but I wouldn't say we're not friends anymore. Not that we dislike each other, but you know how it is. I know Dave thinks I talk to everybody.
Yeah, you grow apart.
You grow apart. But then, I always got along great with him.
And if I happened to see Dave today and I had a scale with me,
Yep. Good.
would you order him to get on it?
Yes, of course. Yes, I would
Wow,
say
so you at 12:15.
The first two numbers will be a 1 and a 7 is my prediction.
You think really?
Now let me see. Stand up for a second. You're pretty thin though, but I don't know if you're
I'm gonna say 1. Yeah, I was wrong on this. I'm gonna say 160.
That's still a fine weight.
Yeah, but that's a lot more than
145, 15 pounds more
For 6 feet tall?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, Justin.
Dave's absolutely, like you said, Kirk. He's absolutely Irishman fat.
Yeah.
All belly, no beef.
Yes.
Like the arms are,
He's like
chicken legs,
like my
chicken
dad.
arms,
Exactly.
all
Like
belly.
like my dad's.
I'm the same thing.
Right.
I gotta figure
It's one of our curses.
I have a question.
You gotta figure it out, Dave.
Yeah, I gotta lose the visceral belly fat so
thanks,
I don't
Tim.
die. Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, you got a question for Tim? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I was gonna. Tim may be the only guy that can help.
You can ask him
with
today, Dave. It sounds like Mike.
this. Okay, good.
Fuck.
Yes. What were you gonna ask him?
Well, I feel like I have to open this up to the public. This is the public can go after this now because it seems my one source. It's a tough task, so they may not be able to get to it. I would swear on my life that 2 years ago in Red 13 Studios, that Dave Cullinane said he was 37 years old.
No.
And I have had people search high and low for this audio, and no one can find it. So I want if anyone can find it for
I
me.
think that too now, but only because you've said it.
Right.
Like I don't remember.
No, you just made it up out of nowhere.
I don't
so
think
2
so.
years ago, it was 33. No, I'm not mad about it. I don't get. What does it matter to me? But I just.
Oh, you're questioning this. So you're 35 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
1985.
Not buying it.
1985. So it's coming up. Your birthday's.
Yeah.
When is that?
December 3rd.
December 3rd. Okay.
Yep. 508.
We'll see.
Hello, Kirk. It's Warren Michaels.
Okay.
As you know, we have the next season coming up, and I'm going to be perfectly frank. We're losing some talent. And I'm calling the show because, frankly, we need to hire Blind Mike as a writer-performer for the upcoming season.
Wow.
Why would Sammy Davis Jr. and Jerry's uncle be calling me for
too, babe?
We're losing A.D. Bryant and Pete Davidson, and I was
All right, we're
trying
all
to
set,
find somebody.
Oh, okay. We're good. Jesus.
Oh, Dennis Miller doing some scouting for SNL.
Babe. They're leaving the show, is that right?
I didn't know that.
I won't be able to handle it without them on there anymore.
I know. All the great characters.
Jesus.
Which one's 80 Brian? She the bigger one?
Sure, if that's how you want to.
That's how you want to look at her,
That's how you
Dave.
want to categorize.
Well, I mean, the funny.
I like to say the talented one.
The talented one, yeah, sure.
Big one. Jesus.
508.
Are they loaded up?
508, yeah.
It's got a 1960s way of
God,
talking.
they're always loaded up when we're live on YouTube.
Okay. Always. Anyway, I know Dave.
Hey guys, it's Bronson.
What's that?
I said, hey guys, it's Bronson. Can you hear me?
How's it going?
Bronson Arroyo.
Going well. Kirk, I got a question for you today.
Okay.
You've talked a little bit about your sobriety in the past, and I was wondering, gun to your head, you had to do one day with one of the following. Which one do you pick? The first would be Molly with Dave at a gay wedding. Dave Cullinane at a gay wedding.
Sure. Right.
The second would be a day of drinking and shots of Mama Geary's cream with Mike Geary at the Providence, Rhode Island Comedy Connection.
Oh,
A messy
God.
day.
Really, that sounds so
I'm
awful.
leaning over. You know the thing about this guy?
Oh, God.
You might not know.
That's the worst scenario of all time.
Or you have to go to the Encore Casino and do cocaine with Chris.
With his mother-in-law? Yeah.
Third option sounds like the
Yeah,
best.
that's not bad. I mean, yeah, I couldn't keep up with her, but yeah, I do the best I can. Jesus. I mean, just massive. How much were you saying after the show to us, Dave?
How much what?
How much coke was she?
Oh, yeah, he whispered something. It was off the air. It
He
was
did
off
not.
the
He
record,
did
yeah.
not. Oh, he did not like that. He tensed up.
Is that what he didn't like?
Yes,
I think so.
I saw.
There
his-
was some debate.
I saw his body change at that point.
I think
Really?
I think it's the Carano stuff.
Well, I think I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like nobody believes. Like you got to play along a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. It's
You know?
well. So like you were saying earlier, where he gets shit online now, I feel like that might be a factor also. Where like, if you do Quantum Week, I'm assuming most of the people that listen to Quantum Week like it, and now he's dealing with people that shit on him.
But what what idiot pussy would let that community ruin you?
I'll tell you, even the bravest of men sometimes.
Is that true?
When it gets to you, yeah.
No, I get
That was
it.
my diagnosis.
I do get it. I get
Yeah.
it. But like you know, he's got to relax. He's just got to play along. He's a good guy, and we like having him here. So like so I say to you, if we like having you here, who cares what anybody else thinks?
Right.
Easy to say. I understand though.
Right.
I do respect that. I don't respect him nor you.
So is Mike back to 2 days a week next week? Or oh yeah, because the Rock is just kind of a one-off, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike is always welcome here.
I'll come in with Chris.
Okay, let's not. Nobody wants you here.
Wait a minute.
508.
I mean, there are probably dozens, hundreds, thousands of plumbers around America on 9/11 ready to go to work that day.
Sure, you would think, but were they all already on the job?
The ones on the West Coast, I think, probably didn't show up for work at all.
I wouldn't think.
Right, too
No,
early.
Yeah.
That was nice of them, at least. They did it early, so not to go to work.
Go back to sleep.
Hello.
A little Ryder Cup talk.
Sure.
And golf talk in general.
Sure.
You've said yesterday, and you said over the past couple of weeks, you know Brooks and DJ don't like each other. That is quite the opposite. They're really good buddies. They
Wrong.
vacation together.
Wrong. That's years ago. They had a big fight after the 2018 Ryder
Nope.
Cup.
See,
Big
you got
fight.
misled by the media.
Big
Brooks
fight.
Koepka-
Big fight. You know, you're getting misled by Brooks Koepka. I know the truth. Those guys hate each other. Hate. I think DeChambeau and Brooks like each other more.
Why do they hang out in Florida together on Instagram with their girlfriends and wives?
Photo op.
If they hate each other.
Photo op. It's an issue. I'm telling you, it's an issue.
Okay.
Are they playing together
Did
this
you
week?
hear They might.
They
Who's
will
he going to
not.
play with?
Who?
I mean, DJ can play with anybody.
Right. What are you asking me? Who
So
Brooks Koepka's going to play with?
No, I'm just telling you. You keep saying they're not good buddies, and you're misinformation.
Okay, I'm right, but that's
do
fine.
some journalism.
Okay. All right, goodbye.
Who was this? Koepka and Dustin Johnson?
Dustin Johnson?
Yeah.
They had a fight after the last Ryder Cup.
I didn't know if that's who he was talking about. Was Dustin Johnson?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
802.
Go ahead.
Hey, what kind of vibe we got in the show today, boys? Give me an emotion. What are we vibing with today?
What? What do you mean?
What kind of vibe is the show? Is it like a happy show? Is it angry?
Listen to it later. Fuck off. Goodbye. Jesus Christ.
Or listen to it now.
Or don't. Leave me alone. Vibe.
It's pretty
sweet.
happy-go-lucky vibe.
Pretty radical in here.
Yeah, it's we're having a lot of fun.
Hey, Kirk, it's Francis Ellis.
Hey,
Wow.
Francis, how are you? We haven't talked in a
Second
while.
time on the show.
Yeah.
I am doing superb. Kirk, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Just a quick question. Just curious, which do you think is hotter? Gabby Petito or Mackenzie Lukoc?
Yeah, I have a feeling.
I kind of prefer Lukoc a little bit more, as she has an Alexander Cooper vibe to her.
Sure.
While
Well,
this
Fred-
Patino has more of an Alexander.
Again, Frank. Again,
Does he know?
Thank you for the call, Francis.
I don't know. Someone should let Francis know.
As we said earlier, with Joy Reid, give it a little bit of time. Would you? I mean, please, Jesus Christ, please, a little class. All right. Hello.
Oh, dropped off.
Who did?
209. So now it's 908.
Okay.
Hey, Kirk, it's Jersey Jerry. How are you?
Jersey Jerry,
Who?
Barstool Sports?
Oh yes, I've heard about this person. Yes. Uh-huh.
I guess you're not a fan of Jersey Jerry. You must be the only one.
I know something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm fighting that dork Nate Dude, who you guys are familiar with. I know.
Oh
that.
yeah, was there something on Dave's show or something? I didn't watch it yet.
It was actually, that's what the show was all about. It was about Jersey Jerry. People love Jersey Jerry. It was
Okay, I'm good.
There was some audio Cullen was playing earlier from Dave's show, though, that seemed tense.
Which one? The girlfriend talk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
We can play it. You want to play?
Sure.
I'm going to cut the tension. I know because we're not allowed to talk about Sylvana, so are you not going to bring up the videos? But it's like she doesn't like you, Eddie, or is on not liking you. and she went at people a little bit last time, and I'm like, let's just not talk about it because it gets her mad. So are we not talking about it, even though there's ridiculous videos out there? Is that what's happening?
I was instructed not to talk about her anymore.
Right. So which was from my instructions. I'm like, let's just leave it alone. But then we make crazy videos, so you have to talk about it, which I said. So these videos that,
So last week, Ryan Whitney goes on, gives him shit. So you saw that. So then
they did a TikTok video, which was clearly like Dave was just trolling. I don't think he was being serious.
was in on it?
Yeah, I thought.
What do you mean, the dancing?
Yeah.
His girlfriend asked him to do a TikTok dancing video, so we said
But
yes.
I think he did that knowing that people were going to dump on him. He thought that was kind of funny.
If he knows it's going on TikTok, I would imagine.
Yeah. Do you think you didn't think, Dave, that he did that sort of slightly trolling people also?
No, really. I think his girlfriend asked him to do something. He did it. He knew it would get 3 million views.
He's a pretty savvy social media guy.
He knows he's going to get shit for
Oh, no. He knows he's going to get shit, but that was his point, was saying, Sylvana, you can get upset about this, but if you're going to have me do videos like that, the comment sections are going to
You
like
can't have it both ways. Like, right, he's right. Like, if you're going to introduce people like as characters into your world, if you don't, like his ex-wife was not a big part of it, so she wasn't on much.
Yep.
Like that's how it goes.
But isn't that what she wants? Like, she wants to be big on TikTok.
I think I know nothing about her.
No, but with or without Dave, most people who use TikTok want to grow their following. So if your following grows, your comments are going to grow with it, and you're going to take shit. So it really, she's got to know that it's all fair game if you put it out there.
I agree. Like, if you're gonna be a public figure, then you have to deal with this shit as well. Like, this idea that if she's gonna do these videos, and these pictures, and then she's telling, or Dave's telling Eddie that they can't talk about her. Well, that's kind of weird. Only because, again, if it was private and his girlfriend is a private person, doesn't want to be part of it, that to me is a different situation.
Yep.
Right. The part I thought was weird was kind of shaming Eddie for not bringing it up.
Right.
Being like, I told you not to talk about it. Why aren't you bringing it up?
That's a Dave move for sure. But
and he also said he wouldn't do a TikTok dance ever.
Right
on
now
the
he is.
previous.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like Dave's never had a girlfriend before. It's very weird. It's like he's like 12. It's
Puppy
strange.
love. Young
it's
in
strange.
love.
Strange.
914.
Sure. Would you like to play 4-2-5?
What is that?
You get to read 4 books for the rest of your life. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
2 movies and 5 songs.
No, I don't.
What
Thank
are we
you.
going with?
I'm good, thanks. I don't want to play that. That's too much work. I don't want to think like that much right now.
Another Norm joke was, I was stranded on a desert island, and it turned out those 5 movies didn't do me any good.
Yeah, that's funny. See. Hello.
413.
Kirk, it's Loophole.
Oh, how you doing, Luke?
Good. Is Justin there by any chance?
Oh yes, I do have the T-shirts.
Oh, Christ.
Jesus Christ!
Why are we doing? I don't
These
care
things
about.
are the hottest
I don't
thing
care
on the
about. I don't
market
care about
right
your
now.
fucking T-shirts. Sell them.
Kirk,
what is
these
this?
Are the hottest.
I'm sure they're the hottest T-shirts. Then you don't need me to help you. Congratulations. Then if they're that, you don't need me.
They were. Listen, I don't know if you saw Dave's retweet, but I talked to AJ Styles the other day.
Let's pretend I didn't see it.
Front row at WWE Albany.
Okay.
And I'm endorsed by AJ Styles now. So
Congratulations.
I'm waiting for McCall. Kirk, you know what? I'm done with you.
Good.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
What a wrestling angle.
What do you want me to say? I don't care about your fucking T-shirts.
Did I retweet that? Is that what he was saying?
I don't know, Dave.
I have missed this. I don't know this.
Because I was going to say, I have a little question about Loophole.
I want to see if he becomes one of these people now who loses his identity, becomes just hates me now full time.
Is that where this is going? I know nothing about what's. I don't know what's happening.
Neither do
right
I.
now.
But it sounds like it sounded like he was actually mad right there.
I honestly thought that he was just a character on the show that called in on the phone. Like I didn't think it was a real thing.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you think is happening?
Remember he called in.
I remember.
Has he been around a while?
What do you mean a real thing though?
Do you think Lewis Pohl just called in?
Dave, he's a guy.
No, loophole.
He's a guy who pretends he's gonna lose a match and use a loophole legally.
No, but is he like an actually is he an indie wrestler like in real life?
How the hell would I know?
No, I think I've seen that, so that's why I didn't know.
I don't know, Dave. I have no idea.
So is he a character just on the show, or is he a character
Dave, you've
in
cornered the
all
market
his
on
life?
idiotic amateur.
You don't even know the
wrestling.
answer to the question. So why is it idiotic to ask it if you don't know it?
We just say you don't know if it's a real thing.
I thought on the show he just said.
Yeah, I thought it was a guy who just. I thought it was just a caller who called.
Yeah, but I think so. Now I'm adding to it. I think he might be an independent wrestler.
Well, good for him.
Okay, so that was my question.
But my job is not to sell T-shirts for him.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
What was that? Why did Justin know right away what was happening? I don't know what's
He
going
sent
on.
T-shirts like a month ago to me.
Oh, okay.
And I don't
thought
want-
you were
I don't-
selling his tea. I didn't know.
It's not my job to push his. You know, it was a funny concept he had. And now he's. I wonder now if he's going to like become one of these guys who actually becomes mad and like hates the show.
Oh, maybe.
But
Which is
why?
great.
Just
because I'm not going to sell shirts.
Did this happen before, like weeks ago, and I missed it?
Evidently.
I have no idea, Dave. You act like I know anything.
I
don't
just
know.
feel like he gave you shit for the first time just now, and everything else was great before this.
Well, because he kept trying to push those shirts in this conversation we just had, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to do it.
Okay, so
it's
it's
not my
just today.
job to sell his shirts.
Definitely not.
Do I have to tell you again? I just said this 6 times.
No, I got it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
860.
Hey, Kirk, what's up?
What's up?
Oh,
Yes. What's up?
hey, it's Dino Raja.
Hey, Dino.
2 questions for you. So I listened to yesterday's podcast, and then I actually re-listened to that 5K thing. Gerry needs to shit or get off the pot, because it doesn't sound like he at all wants to be connected, or your friend, or do. It's so bizarre.
Well, like I said, thank you, Dino. Thanks for the call, Dino. We had a good talk yesterday. I think we're okay. And his thing was that he was not mad. He kept saying, I wasn't mad. I was just concerned. And I was like, well, he didn't really articulate that very well. And so, I don't know. It seems like we're okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine. We're fine.
216.
I feel like Loophole really sucked the energy out of him.
That's what he does.
And I got to tell you, he's going to regret that this Monday night at Ganis Arena.
Well, Dave's more annoying than he is, honestly. What's up?
Hey, Kirk, this is Greg from Ohio.
Hello,
But
Greg.
first of all, Mike, Loophole, I missed the show. I should have been on YouTube. Fuck you, Dave. Loophole is one of the great characters of all time. But Mike, I'm glad you're there because I wanted to know.
Are you drunk, Greg?
How? Yes.
Are you
yes,
seriously or no?
it's
Because you
my-
sound fucked up.
Yes, honestly, it's my day off. I woke up buzzed, to say the least.
What's going
I have
on?
not-
What are you doing? Why?
Because I am a alcoholic. How about
Okay,
that?
well, fine.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
fair.
You ask a question,
That's
get an
fair.
answer. Go ahead, ask Mike. I'm sure you have an important question for Mike. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask him how does it feel to be blind? I don't know.
Okay, I think we're all set.
You know what's weird is I hadn't really thought about it.
Did you realize that?
I don't have a good answer because I've never given it any thought.
Yeah, you got to prepare him for that. That's our fault. Jesus Christ.
I wonder if he was doing that on purpose or
if he was, it was
we'll
pretty
never
good.
know.
It's pretty good.
401.
Ay.
Hey, Kirk, how much do you think Portnoy makes a year?
Okay, next.
What is happening?
It's YouTube. Dave loves it so much.
Those bizarre calls.
Go ahead.
Well, they're done, luckily.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What do you think Dave makes a year?
Oh, Jesus. Well, Amazon Music. We get Amazon Music. More than 10 million free podcast episodes to listen to. Not just for listening to podcasts. They have thousands of music stations and top playlists to stream for free. And no matter what you're listening to, you can go hands-free with Alexa. If you're like me, you want your music on demand and ad-free, you have to try Amazon Music Unlimited. Unlimited access to over 75 million songs, as well as podcasts, music videos, and more. I can listen to any song, anywhere, offline with unlimited skips. If you've never tried Amazon Music Unlimited, now is the time. For a limited time, new customers can try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 30 days. No credit card is required. Go to amazonmusic.com/Kirk. That's amazonmusic.com/Kirk to try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 30 days. Amazon.com/Kirk. Amazon.com/Kirk. Renews automatically, cancel anytime. Terms do apply. We thank Amazon Music, Miltons, and Paint Your Life, and BetterHelp for helping out today. Patreon.com/BlindMike.
Correct.
Blind Mike Project. All those different things are available. Will you guys be doing a wrap-up show today?
Yeah, maybe we'll do it later tonight. Is that all right, Justin?
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, boys? Anything else before we say
speaking of TV shows, The Wonder Years is Arthur.
What about it? There's a reboot of The Wonder Years
there's a
out
reboot.
tonight?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
I don't know if you were interested in The Wonder Years.
I did have a TV.
What do you want me to
related
say about
question.
that? What?
Were you a big Fred Savage fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would I be a Fred Savage fan?
Why wouldn't you be? Was my question.
I don't know. The Wonder Years reboot tonight.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was a Ben guy myself, but
You're what?
a Ben Savage guy.
Oh, from
Boy
what
Meets
was
World.
that show? Boy, yeah. See,
Yeah,
that missed my. Didn't one of those girls go into porn, or was that a different show?
Yes, the redheaded girl.
Yes.
It came years late in the series.
What did she got into porn?
Oh no!
Oh.
She wasn't in the first few seasons.
Oh, I
think.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Didn't they reboot that show?
That was kind of the first one. That was before like Fuller House.
Right.
It was Girl Meets World on Disney Channel or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Sounds dreadful.
It was a show on a children's network for adults to supposedly watch. It was
Right.
weird.
Which is strange. All right, nobody be stupid today at Milton's. Can we just go and pick out some clothes and have a nice lunch after and not annoy me? Is that too much to ask?
Of course.
I suppose.
You think you can do that, Dave?
Yeah.
You
What
think
did I do
won't-
last
You
time?
think you won't annoy me during this whole thing?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
You know what's weird that I was
admire
thinking
your
about is
confidence.
that there's not other than you and Bill obviously. There's not another adult at the table, which
Correct.
I'm not used to.
Correct.
I usually there's at least Carano was there last time, and always Steve before that. But now I don't know what to do.
Oh, Steve could talk your ear off at those lunches.
He was built for
perfect
this.
for it. Colleen, I'm surprised isn't really.
What do you mean? I wasn't bad last time.
You're not very. I thought you'd be super businessy inside. Talking during.
Work on that.
I don't feel like that's an atmosphere for
I'm
that.
not asking
really.
you for it. I'm just saying I'm surprised you don't because you can't help yourself, like you just said.
I don't know. I like Bill. I caught up with him a couple weeks ago. It should be normal.
Okay, good. Boy, what a preview.
By the way, Rico does look legit at Saved by the Bell. This blog he's written a lot of words about Saved by the Bell.
What's there to say?
Ranking every Saved by the Bell episode in tiers of corresponding steakhouses, part 1.
Okay. I don't know even what that means. I mean, I guess I know what
Wait,
that
he
means.
didn't do that yesterday.
No, this is yeah.
Did right
Gotta be
now.
psychotic.
Yeah.
He's got the Outback tier.
Uh-huh.
I gotta find part 2, but this is all the Outback tier. Yeah, he seems to know his shit about Saved by the Bell, so I'm just trying
Which
to
has
help out
also
your team.
which is also on now, rebooted.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Boy,
With
I forgot about
all of
forgot
them
about
are
that.
on that show. I think.
Well, not Dustin Diamond.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't think Lisa Turtle is, right?
I think she is. I think she makes a brief appearance.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But isn't like Zach like the governor of California or something?
Boy, that's fun.
That's so fucking. Well, I mean, the show was stupid, but
It always those. Remember, Did you ever watch Growing Pains by any chance?
Oh, sure, of course. Kirk Cameron.
Wasn't
Absolutely.
there a reboot where like the mom was running for president or something like that, or maybe senator?
Something that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
And it was shot differently, like it wasn't in sitcom form.
Oh,
That
you mean
was
like a drama?
Kind of. Yeah, I have a vague memory of
They
this.
did
as
that
a child.
with the Bradys.
Oh, really?
After the success of the Brady Christmas movie, they brought it back and made it a drama where he was running for some office.
So strange.
And it was done like an hour-long drama. It's called The Brady's. It was awful.
It's a Christmas movie, the one where the house burns down or whatever. They get or he gets trapped or whatever.
Well, Mike gets trapped at his construction place. He kept telling the guy, he's the architect. He's like, these plans, this is not safe. And he went and looked. He got caught under it. And then they sang, what's the song that Carol sang on the original show? The Christmas song. What the fuck was it? It wasn't Silent Night. What the fuck was it? I should know this. Holy shit.
That's a Christmas tradition.
Christmas. What song was it? I forget. In the original episode, she didn't have her voice, and then Cindy asked Santa for her to get her voice back, and she did. She sang at church that day. What the hell was it? Everybody watching this with my age right now is screaming.
Come all ye faithful.
That's right.
Yes.
And then they all sing, and Mike comes out with a big smile on his face.
What a great
You know what they say about Mike Brady, by the way?
What do they say?
Oh, does he love Molly?
That's true. Well, Mike Brady did. Maybe the actor who played him.
Sure, yeah.
Mike Brady was a family man. But yes, they did that too. I remember as a kid, I liked the Brady Bunch. So I was like, oh, good, this will be on. I watched. I was like, what the fuck is this? But who knows? Yeah, I think you're right with the mom. I think
thought
that's
so.
true.
Yeah, I have a vague memory as a child of.
But they wouldn't reboot that show now because Kirk Cameron's a lunatic, and I don't think he's dead.
I think Boner is dead as well, which is very sad.
You know Boner's last name on the show?
I don't.
Stabone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, his name was Sylvester Stabone.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sylvester. Was it really?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's a fun show.
It was. It was a great show.
Jerry put the dog on a shirt. He's selling a T-shirt with the dog on it.
I mean, do I have to sell other people's T-shirts all day, Dave? I don't want to sell mine.
I know.
What do I care? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I just saw it on Twitter.
Okay, again, what did we just talk about you working on?
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
You just did it.
I know, but yeah, I know. I got it. I'm working on it. It's just,
How's it going?
It doesn't happen overnight. You know, you gotta, yeah.
Also, I just saw it on Twitter. It means like 2 hours ago.
No, literally right now. I mean, yeah. I saw the video of it popping up on Twitter.
Talked to me yesterday. I kept talking about that dog again. I was like, Jerry, I can't stress enough how much I don't care about that dog.
It's a fun name, though.
What is it?
Bug the Chug.
Yeah, and he's like, now the leg does not need to be amputated. That was his big.
Thank God.
I was like, I don't care. Thank God. Was that Dave? Justin?
I said, damn.
Yeah, I know. We all feel that way. All right, so I'll be at Milton's, me and Dave and Mike and Harrison and Justin and who's the old lunatic?
Bill?
No.
John.
No, not Bill, you idiot.
Oh, John Pelletier.
John Pelletier.
Oh, he will
Tim-
not be making an appearance.
Ah, damn.
You correspond with him?
I saw him in the YouTube comments. He said, no Miltons today.
Damn it. Tim from Canton will be there with a scale, I hope. And yeah, there you go. So we're back Friday. The Rocket is back for the first time in months.
Wow.
I think, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even remember.
You were here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're back. I'm going to hopefully help me with my audition tape, which I'm excited about. Chance to be a Red Sox podcaster.
Very exciting.
You do have a lot of experience talking Red Sox baseball.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a relationship with Sam Kennedy and the organization, Linda Pizzuti. I have them all on speed dial. And I have thoughts on the team this season. And Jared's going to help me out. I mean, I think that's a chance that, well, I forget what the advertisement said for it, but it's a bunch of boxes I'm going to try and check on Friday.
You should bring back the old theme song, the Daily Sox podcast.
Oh, what's our guy?
Josh Lewin.
Yeah, how did he talk? What was it?
I'm Josh Lewin.
Oh, so he talks about Big Day.
I can only do one lisp.
All right. We'll talk to you on Friday with Jared. We'll see you then.